culture. Hey, Justin, are you trolling?
This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live at the freaking New Year's Eve. Dana Loesch, gonna be my kiss at midnight tonight. Yes, Mama Dana. I need to put that in the intro somehow. Having the clock behind us at midnight or something. For the Christmas intro, I had the mistletoe over my head so Dana could kiss me under the mistletoe. Welcome, good evening, Happy New Year to everyone. Smash, Sky Comet, Phoebe, I am sorry, today has been a bitch. I hope I can provide you with some levity, some ha-has. We're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff tonight. I did a best of the Troll Patrol 2022. However, I left a few things off. So we're gonna watch a couple of those things. I've got several stories. Some countdowns. We're gonna look at the biggest stories according to the Fox Wire service, not Fox News. Gonna be more impartial than Fox News. We're gonna look at what that economy be doing in the last year. The Smithsonian had its top 10 stories of 2022, so I kind of looked those over and was like, these are interesting. I really want to check these out. Willie, good evening. We can totally check out the Groiper raid if you'd like to do the Groiper raid as we're doing best of clips. That was in the 2022. I'm happy to see you, Willie. Yes, fuck Dalton. I need to get high. I'm not high enough for this shit, and my bong isn't packed. I hope everyone's bongs runneth over in the year 2023. That is my wish for everyone tonight. May your bong runneth over. Here's your meme for the day. Oh shit, where'd my screen go? I've seen you post pictures from Mexico. I'm kind of envious. I saw you post like the difference in prices in like eggs the other day, I think it was. Like, damn, maybe I need to get me some of that Mexico action. I've got another friend that's down in Mexico right now, and she seems to be having the time of her life. So, fuck, maybe Mexico is where it's at. I mean, things aren't going too well here in the U.S. We're gonna cover that. I'm sure that's gonna come up tonight during our top stories of 2022. I've got the Inside Edition most popular stories. So that should be interesting. Should give us a little different flavor. I've got the most batshit right-wingers of 2022. Found this awesome Twitter thread that, you know, we've covered all the videos that we're going to see pretty much. But it's going to be nice to watch them again. I'm like, this is perfect. Most batshit right-wing moments of 2022. Nostradamus had predictions for 2023. We're going to go over those. Apparently, they're not very good. Apparently, as if we need to put stock in what Nostradamus. What does he know? I've got Ben Shapiro's Fibbies, his Fibby Awards for the year 2022. That should be a lot of fun to mock. Got the best news bloopers of 2022. Then at 10:30 we're gonna go Twitch only. And I'm going to fire up the Peacock and we're going to watch Miley Cyrus. I don't even know who the musical performances are going to be by. I love live music. I can't miss out on the Times Square's performances. Times Square performances tonight. I ain't high enough for this shit. Yet. Smoke them if you got them, bitches. I've got a live stream loaded up right here. This is from Times Square.
How we doing, New York? Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. Got some more on my plate. My baby got me looking forward to the end of the
I don't even know who this is. Is this Justin Bieber?
you and me. Just forget about the past. Throw it in.
Good on him, because like last time I saw Bieber, he was looking rough. He's got his youthful charm back about him.
Never going back. Feel like sun.
Imjin.
My
Is that how you say that?
So this is love.
So glad to have you here.
I know it sounds super cliche, but you make me feel some type of way. This is falling in.
This is the live scene in Times Square, which I don't know if I can even fucking play this right now. That's why we're going Twitch only at 10:30, so I can get away with copyright material. Still not high enough for this shit. Hope you guys. When we changed the graphics earlier this year, that is something when we watch some of the old clips, you're going to notice, oh, the Troll Patrol used to look different. When we changed the graphics earlier this year, I was worried that I wouldn't have, as much of a canvas to play with. But I'm quite happy with the way things have turned out. I think I've done a good job of decorating for Christmas and New Year's. If you guys are subbed to the channel, do notice you have the troll with the New Year's hat on at your disposal for tonight. Try to always have you a seasonally appropriate troll. Oh, and I cracked myself up that I put the champagne glasses as the L's in the troll. Anyway, enough jacking myself off. I'm gonna do my best to make it to midnight. Like, I'm drinking coffee right now. I'm kind of tired. BB no subby? Hang out long enough and you will get one. Tones will show up, just start throwing them out. Well, now, I shouldn't have said that, because then, Tones is going to feel obligated. I don't want Tones to feel obligated. Cicero, Lenny, good evening. So glad to see you guys. Are you sure you're no subby? Because, Tones has been giving out so many fucking gift subs that, it has subscribed people that, I've never heard of before, that have never been in here as far as I know. So I can't imagine that, you guys didn't get hit up at some point in time. Happy New Year to everybody. Unfortunately, we got to start off this celebratory stream. We've got to talk about person who passed away, a very influential figure. I woke up to the news of them dying this morning. Pretty big deal. They're a pretty monumental figure in the world. I actually went into the Discord. It was like, ding dong, the witch is dead. And that was before I realized that Barbara Walters had died. And I was like, oh no, that's not who I was talking about.
Tonight with breaking news, legendary journalist Barbara Walters has died. She was known for
not the witch I was referring to.
And stars of our time during a news career that spanned more than 50 years.
Walters spent a large part of that career at ABC News, becoming the first woman to co-host a network evening broadcast on the ABC Evening News in 1976.
Yes, technically yesterday.
She was the first female TV journalist to, well,
I woke up to the news, though. It was today for me.
Barbara Walters was the first at just about everything in TV news. In terms of groundbreakers in television journalism, there's Barbara, and then there's everybody else. She was, throughout her long career, tireless and tenacious, with a fierce and single-mindedness to get the story and get the get, book the most sought-after guest before anybody else. Her start was rather inauspicious as a writer and producer on The Today Show on NBC in the early 60s. Who would have guessed she would become the first woman to co-anchor a network morning broadcast?
Well, save your crab dance. That's next.
Sitting alongside Hugh Downs. This was in 1974.
Yeah, I was trying to throw the fake out, talking about influential figure and shit. I was wanting you to think I was gonna throw the Pope at you. Then I was gonna throw you the curveball and hit you with Barbara Walters.
It would not be the last time the two sat side by side. Years later, they would do it again on ABC's 2020 Evening News Magazine. But anchoring the Today Show was short-lived. In 1976, she jumped to ABC, where, to the chagrin and scowls of co-anchor Harry Reasoner,
Cue Barbara.
Barbara became the first woman to anchor a network evening newscast. And it was at ABC where Barbara Walters would become a TV icon. She interviewed world leaders, lots of them.
Are you sorry you didn't burn the tapes?
Yes, I think so.
Does it bother you today when people say Ronald Reagan is the president of the rich? How important is it for the president to be a role model?
You guys catch that? Base Barbara Walters back there. Shit.
Was it worth it?
Calling out Reagan to his face. Man, okay. Like, you've got to respect her just for the career that she had, but now that I saw that specific clip that she called fucking Ronald Reagan out to his fucking face. Damn, Barbara.
Free, cue Barbara.
Barbara became the first woman to anchor a network evening newscast, and it was at ABC where Barbara Walters would become a TV icon. She interviewed world leaders, lots of them.
Are you sorry you didn't burn the tapes?
Yes, I think so.
Does it bother you today when people say Ronald Reagan is the president of the rich? How important is it for the president to be a role model? Was it worth it if there were no weapons of mass destruction?
And she interviewed celebrities, lots of them, too.
I'm not sure I can handle this. I'm going to cry in a minute.
And doing the cry for Barbara Walters became something of a cliche. This was from our interview with Barbara when she retired from The View back in 2014.
The business has changed, in no small part because of you.
Are you going to tell people I made you cry?
You are. She's an evil woman.
She made the turtles cry.
Just happened, all this success. It took time to build. Time that often meant sacrificing her personal life.
Do you regret anything about being so dedicated to your career?
I haven't been very good at marriage. But I'm not sure, Bill, whether the career would have made that much difference. But I don't
I bet she was a wild woman, too.
What was tough about being married to Barbara Walters?
Oh, my goodness. I was traveling. I was, for years, when I was doing a morning show, I was up at 4:30 in the morning. You know, just in those days, being a quote career woman or having ambition was something harder for a man to live with than it is today.
She was, it seemed, always on the job, and it paid off, at least professionally, as she built a kind of Barbara Walters empire. At 2020, for special events at ABC News, and beginning in 1997, a show that changed daytime television, The View.
I didn't realize it had been on that long.
When I asked her back in 2014 why she was retired,
I thought it was like mid-2000s when that shit started.
She was typically Barbara.
I wanted to leave while Bill Ritter was saying, "Why are you leaving?" instead of going on the air and saying, "We thought she'd never go." So this is the time.
As for her favorite interviews?
The first would be a couple named Michelle and Bob Smithers, married, blind, and deaf. The most courageous, wonderful people. Christopher Reeve, who had such courage.
Man, am I lucky. I am so lucky. It's unbelievable.
Katharine Hepburn.
I've just done what I damn well wanted to, and I made enough money to support myself. And I ain't afraid of being alone.
I think I will miss the surge of energy that you get when you are able to achieve an interview with somebody who is hard to get.
We could try it and see if it worked out.
Wait, is she flirting with Clint Eastwood?
Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts tweeted tonight, Barbara Walters was a true trailblazer, forever grateful for her stellar example and for her friendship.
Bob Iger, the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, which owns ABC, sending this note tonight. Quote, Barbara was a true legend, a pioneer not just for women in journalism, but for journalism itself. Continuing, she will be missed by all of us at the Walt Disney Company, and we send our deepest condolences to her daughter, Jacqueline.
We have more tributes and a closer look at Walters' career and her legacy. You can find it all at abc7chicago.com and our news apps.
Hey,
So at the last minute, like, I switched out that like 5-minute piece for like the 18-minute piece that I originally had. 'Cause I'm like, Barbara Walters' career will be a really cool little retrospective. I kind of wish I'd done the 18-minute piece now. I was like, we've got so much other content to get to tonight. I switched out for the shorter piece. I kind of wish we'd done the... Because damn, like, she really won me over with that comment to Reagan. Sucks that we lost a powerful woman 2 New Years in a row now. Last year it was Betty White. This year it's Barbara Walters. Shit. That sucks. What doesn't suck is the Pope dying. Well, former Pope. It's not like the Pope. It's the Pope that resigned. He wasn't the Pope when he died. Pope Benedictus. Who, motherfucker, looks exactly like a boss that I had at one point in time. Walter May, that owned the radio stations that I first started working at. That's exactly what Walter May looked like. Pope Walter May over here, Benedictus the 16th. AKA the Nazi Pope. AKA he would have had a front row seat to many of the child diddling scandals. Fuck this dude specifically. Sorry for those of you listening to the podcast that there seems to be no narration. Rust in peace. Does piss have whatever it would the what's in water that causes rust to happen, the ionization or the I don't know my chemistry. This is the AP. This is just neutral. This is just telling the story of the dude. Oxidation. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Phoebe.
Multiforme fioritura di bene sull'amore e sul mandato di pastore universale. Il Signore richiama un altro dialogo.
Some priests have sinned. I don't. It's oxygen. Oxygen causes the oxidation. That makes sense. Whatever it is, I hope it rusts him.
About enjoying life in total autonomy, but rather about living by the measure of truth and goodness, so that we ourselves can become true and good.
He visited the memorial at Auschwitz death camp in Poland. He said it was hard for a pope from Germany even to speak of the Holocaust. That's because the fucking church supported it. Yeah, look at his stupid hat. Yeah, there you go. Get your crab dances in. And his fucking fancy, like, Versace shoes. Benedict's papacy was marred by financial and sexual abuse scandals in the Catholic Church.
Here.
So I'm saying he had a front row seat for it happening. He would have had to have known about it. He would have had to have known about the game, the shell game that they played, moving priests around to keep them out of trouble.
Indeed, I am deeply sorry.
Which Francis would have too. Francis would have had a front row seat as well, so fuck him too. What's up, Warlord? How you never answered me. How does 2023 feel? How does it taste? How does it smell? Warlord talking to us from the future. Of course, Pope Benedictus stepped down in 2013, became Pope Emeritus. Somebody asked me if that was the lead singer of Ghost. No, that was Papa Emeritus. And that would be this dude's daddy. He's beyond our time.
La nostra grande gioia per aver su a noi. Grazie di vero.
So yeah, enough of the fucking Pope. I don't even have enough respect for him to let the story finish. Let's take a look at the rundown of the biggest stories of 2022. We are going to the local Fox News wire service for this piece. This is not like Fox News Channel. It will be far more impartial. They do a pretty good job.
Over the last year, Fox News takes a closer look at the major stories of 2022.
2022
oh, but then it is Fox News.
Marked by economic uncertainty, the ongoing COVID pandemic, and the biggest European conflict since the Second World War. Those stories and many more dominate the headlines from this past year. This was the third year of the COVID pandemic. 300 million cases reported worldwide by early January. That number more than doubling by December. Mostly driven by a new strain called Omicron, which became dominant in the U.S. in late March.
God, that feels like forever ago.
Summer, but now we're seeing the start of another possible surge, which is combining with flu and RSV to create a so-called triple-demic, threatening to overwhelm America's healthcare system once again. Despite the COVID outbreak, in February, Beijing kicking off the 2022 Winter Olympics. That city becoming the first to host both the Summer and Winter Games.
You know, it's amazing we didn't have a surge after the Olympics.
And a neighboring Ukraine in an all-out invasion. Vladimir Putin listing various justifications for the war, including that Ukraine was threatening Russia and was being governed by, quote, Nazis. But Moscow severely underestimated the Ukrainian military. They were able to stop the Russian advance toward Kyiv, eventually pushing the Russians back to positions in the Far East and South. Now Ukraine is on the offensive, bolstered by military aid from more than a dozen countries, including the U.S., which has spent more than $60 billion arming the Ukrainians. The war having major economic consequences around the world.
There's talk of Russia attacking via Belarus right now.
With the cost of goods and services skyrocketing throughout the year as wages remain largely stagnant.
This doesn't tell the whole story. So, like, one of the stats that I saw the other day that really, like, blew my mind is, like, meat is down right now. Like, the price of bacon, which is one of the things that right-wingers complain about. The price of bacon is down, like, 7% or something. Eggs are up. So it's like a mixed bag of what exactly is expensive at the grocery store. Ground beef, bacon, shit like that, down right now.
Federal Reserve aggressively raising interest rates, hoping to cool down the economy and relieve some of that inflationary pressure.
Chicken is up. Yes, Cicero.
The biggest celebrity trial of the year kicking off in April. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard suing...
Oh, God, this feels like forever ago, too.
Heard claimed that Depp had been physically abusive during their marriage. The jury largely siding with Depp, awarding him $10 million versus $2 million awarded to Heard. COVID wasn't the only outbreak health officials had to deal with in 2022.
Monkeypox.
Of the summer, a monkeypox outbreak detected in the UK.
I said it like I was excited.
To the U.S., hitting all 50 states and causing at least 6 deaths before being largely contained through vaccination. In May, a major tragedy hitting a small Texas town. A gunman killing 19
The Almanara phone call. I actually left that off of the best of 2022, but I have that. We can totally watch that here in a little bit. When we watch some of the clips that I left off of the best of 2022.
At the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. It was the 3rd deadliest school shooting in American history. In the aftermath, it was revealed local law enforcement were on the scene for more than an hour, but did not confront the shooter.
This one really hit me hard. Uvalde hit me hard because it's right at the height of me, doing this story that I covered extensively. The failure of the cops.
Until members of the U.S. Border Patrol Tactical Unit arrived. Perhaps the most consequential Supreme Court ruling in decades, creating significant political upheaval. The court's new conservative majority ruling in June that abortion access is not a nationwide right, overturning the Roe v. Wade precedent and prompting abortion bans in more than a dozen states. In a concurring opinion, Justice Clarence Thomas hinting other so-called due process rights, including same-sex marriage and access to contraception, could also be re-examined by the courts. 2022
It just seems
also marked
absurd
by
to me,
multiple
still.
investigations into the former president, Donald Trump. Perhaps the most significant, the Congressional January 6th Committee, which kicked off televised public hearings with the goal of finding out what led to the attack on the Capitol and who was to.
So I haven't seen you guys since he had a Chinese bank account while president. Wild.
Blame.
Yeah, that is something that has happened since the last time I saw you guys. His taxes have been released. Also, like, he didn't pay shit in taxes.
Set forth in our report is more than sufficient for a criminal referral of former President Donald J. Trump and others.
Lenny.
Those legal troubles escalating in August with the raid on Trump's private residence at Mar-a-Lago. Hundreds of documents were seized, many marked.
That feels like it was forever
the former
ago.
president saying he declassified them, but there's no record of that, possibly exposing him to charges of violating the Presidential Records Act. America's closest ally going through its own political roller coaster, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigning after a series of personal scandals.
What, the Queen dying? That's a pretty big story.
Over in early September, but she only lasted 6 weeks in office.
Did not outlast the lettuce.
As well. Thus become
Ash, good evening. I don't think I said hey to you.
Prime Minister in British history.
Oh, here we go. There's the Queen.
Upheaval, the end of an era. Queen Elizabeth II passing away at the age of 96. Her son Charles becoming King Charles III after spending more than 64 years as heir to the throne. A pair of hurricanes causing big problems in September. First up was Hurricane Fiona, bringing major flooding to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic before heading north.
Blowfisk.
Canada as a
good evening, my friend.
Cyclone, packing 100-mile-an-hour winds and
you're donating. You tossed me you tossed a coin to your troll. I am sorry that you did not get an on-screen graphic for that. Inochu, good evening. Devil. Hello, friends. You came in just in time for the capitalism. Lenny throwing a flag on that play.
Hurricane Ian slamming in the Florida's Gulf Coast. It was the deadliest hurricane to hit the state.
I forgot about Ian.
Officials there say that it could take years for some coastal communities to get
This has been a wild year.
A new pro-democracy movement growing in Iran this year. It started in September.
No, you're totally at the right place.
Nationwide.
Are
unexplained
okay.
Of a 22
You live in sexual anarchy?
You live in sexual anarchy?
With your MBA? Yeah, you're probably not in the right place then, but I'll totally take your money. Hey, actually, you want to manage me? You can totally manage me. I'd probably be like a multi-millionaire if somebody like fucking actually like stood over me, took care of my money, made me do my work and shit. You and your MBA. Come on, brother. Let's make some money together. Oh. Norwegian MBA. Come on over here to the USA. Get you some of that capitalism in your veins. Jazz guitar Jeff, good evening, my friend.
2-year-old woman in custody of the country's morality police. The demonstration's still going despite a deadly
fucking A and continuing to grow.
Protests finding their way onto the field at the World Cup in Qatar. Iran's team refusing to sing their country's national anthem in their first match. But that changed by Game 2 after some of the players and their families were said to be threatened by authorities back in Iran. The tech world.
I think they arrested the captain.
Elon Musk completed his $44 billion takeover of Twitter. Musk immediately firing thousands of employees as he warned about the company's financial situation. He also authorized the release of the so-called Twitter files, showing.
Here's the thing, Plofisk.
In the lead up.
If you make a decent amount of money here in the U.S., you will still pay 50% of your taxes. If you are in this like weird middle ground where you're like, poor people don't really pay taxes. They don't pay any federal income tax. They pay state taxes. You get fucked over on local taxes and shit. In terms of federal taxes, poor people don't really pay taxes. You make under like 60 grand as a single person, you don't really pay taxes. If you make over 60 grand and you make up to like, you know, a couple mil a year, if you don't have the money to be able to lobby on your behalf, like you really get it stuck to you here in this country. So those are the people that actually bear the brunt of our tax code. Is the people that make a decent living somewhere between, you know, not fucking poor, a couple of mil a year. But then if you're uber rich, you don't pay shit in taxes. It's a weird setup we got here in this country.
Up to the 2020 presidential election. We elected a new Congress in 2022, the midterms resulting in the House flipping control to the Republicans. But there was
just
no
barely
red wave
by 4 seats, possibly 3.
Gaining a seat in the Senate, and Republicans only winning a slim majority in the House. The year ending with a bang, literally. Mauna Loa,
Elon has lost $200 billion.
Roaring back to life after lying dormant for almost 4 decades. Tourists and native Hawaiians flocking to Volcano's national park.
Apparently none of my graphics are working tonight, and I apologize.
Now looking ahead to 2023. Expect COVID in Ukraine to dominate the headlines. And we're also keeping a close eye on Congress and whether or not Kevin McCarthy will have enough support to become the next Speaker of the House. And of course, we will be here for all of it. Until then, in New York, Bill Hemmer, Fox News.
Fox is saying that COVID is going to dominate the headlines. Do they know something I don't know? I mean, there is a worry that there is going to be a slew of variants emerge from China because they have a lightly vaxxed population. Is that a good way to put it? They had a less effective vaccine, and they only administered it to like their older population. So like there's gonna be people that aren't strongly vaxxed. I'm not putting this correct. That are going to be sharing the virus, and that could, my worry would be making the virus stronger. But then again, I'm not an epidemiologist. Supposedly, we are going to be providing China with some of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine. Fuck Elon. Fuck Elon. He lost $200 billion through his stupidity. Elon Musk lost 200. He's still a billionaire. But I think he might actually die poor. That would be really cool. That would be really fun. But since we're talking about possibly dying and billionaires, let's do this story. Billionaires who died in 2022. Now this is Forbes. So this is like in memorandum. This is like in honor of the billionaires, but I figured this would be a good thing for us to, you know, read and mock. Like, hey, we're happy to see you dead, guys. The 26 billionaires died in the past year. You aren't gonna miss them. Mutual fund magnate and energy drink entrepreneur and eyewear mogul were among the 26 billionaires who died in 2022. That's out of a total of 2,668 billionaires on Forbes' list of the world's billionaires. I thought there was only like 700. I didn't know there were 2,668 billionaires. Why was I so off on that number? Maybe it's like 700 and something in the U.S. 2,668 billionaires. That is 2,668 billionaires too many. Among the deceased are Edward Ned Johnson, who led giant mutual fund Fidelity as CEO for nearly 40 years, Red Bull energy drink co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz, Julian Robertson, a hedge fund pioneer who founded Tiger Management in 1980. Several of the billionaires who passed away had earned nicknames that encapsulated their entrepreneurship, including Brazil's Orange King, Jose Luis Cuttrell, founded an orange growing and exporting company, and Egyptian-born U.S. money manager Fayez Sarafim, who was known as the Sphinx. Nearly half of the billionaires who died this year were American citizens. Multiple billionaires from India, Austria, and France also passed away. Two of the deceased had net worths that topped $20 billion. Italy's Leonardo del Vecchio, whose eyewear empire included retailer Sunglass Hut and brands such as Ray-Bans and Matuich, the founder of Red Bull. Yeah, fuck all of them. Rest in piss. Rust in piss. I like that. We're adopting that. I feel like since we're talking about billionaires that died, it's a good time to transition to stories about the economy. Here's what that economy be doing in this past year.
Straight to a fond farewell to the famous Choco Taco. This year has been a difficult one for the consumer. NBC News business and data reporter Brian Chung looks back on a whirlwind 2022 for the economy.
Blowfisk, I'm glad you answered that. Because the money supply is finite, and when you take too much money, like if you got a rich person hoarding money in the they're taking it from the money supply, so it's no longer circulating in your local economy. It's not going back and forth between your businesses. So like here in the US, in order to avoid taxing the rich, they don't pay taxes though. As a percentage, they're paying a fraction of what I pay in taxes. Like, and exactly, it's an adversarial relationship between, you know, the workers and the people who own the means of production. But like here in the US, I mean, they're paying like maybe 6% if we're lucky, and they're possibly, you know, doing tying their money up in the stock market, so they're not actually paying money. Because like for some reason we don't charge taxes on stock trades and shit. No, man, like that's. How do you have an MBA and you don't know like the labor theory of wealth? What do they teach you when you get an MBA? Like what? So like here in the US, because the rich have taken so much money out of the economy, the Fed has had to print more money. They've just put more money into circulation in order to keep our economy going, but that devalues our dollar. And then you see inflation as a result of it. So like the rich just keep squeezing more and more out of us, but this has resulted in an out of control housing market. Wages have remained incredibly flat here in this country. Like, all in all, the working class has not gotten a raise in fucking 40, 50 years. They absolutely should pay more taxes. That's what we're advocating for. But because we live in this hyper-capitalist society here in the U.S., because our politics are so dependent on moneyed interests, they get to write the tax code to benefit themselves. And that's what I'm saying. It's one of these weird things where you've got the people that are in the middle income earners that are bearing the brunt of the burden of the taxes. And unfortunately, those are the type of, like, I kind of can sympathize with the Trump voter. They tend to be small business owners. You see a lot of construction companies and realtors and people like that. They really are getting the shaft when it comes to taxes and regulation. So the right-wing propaganda, the libertarian propaganda of a laissez-faire market, and to cut regulation to make it more expedient for business and cut taxes, which really benefits the wealthy. That's a very appealing set of policies to somebody who's running a construction company and doesn't pay that close attention to politics and can see that they're getting hammered, but they don't really understand who it is that's doing the hammering, right? So these billionaires are getting these guys that are a little lower than them to do the lobbying for them. It's a wild system. It's so propagandized here in this country. Anyway, the top economic stories of the year as told to us by like CNBC or some shit. Ida, good evening.
Rising interest rates to a fond farewell to the famous Choco Taco. This year has been a difficult one for the consumer. NBC News business and data reporter.
I don't know if I've even ever had a Choco Taco.
In 2022 for the economy.
Overall inflation picked up steam over the beginning of 2022, clocking in at 9% in June, the fastest pace of price increases since the 1980s. Food prices soared. A gallon of milk now averaging $4.22. Chicken, $1.84 a pound, and a dozen grade A eggs, $3.59 a dozen, all more expensive than this time last year. Gas prices topped $5 a gallon in the summer before tilting below $3.50 in the later part of the year. And then rent, the biggest spend for most households, jumping 8%. Inflation did show signs of backing off in the later parts of the year as the Federal Reserve accelerated the pace of its interest rate increases.
1/4 percentage point, a 0.5 percentage point, 3/4 percentage point.
The Fed continued to raise rates at that pace, a speed not seen in decades. The idea to make borrowing costs expensive enough to slow the economy and inflation. Among the sharpest slowdowns in the housing market, where home buyers are saying nope to sky-high mortgage rates. 30-year fixed rates topped out at 7% in the fall, more than double what it was a year ago. The tech sector faced a pullback as well as Amazon and Meta laid off thousands of workers.
I want to say, up front, that I take full responsibility for this decision.
The tech layoffs did not appear to have a major impact on a strong jobs market, where the unemployment rate touched a 50-year low of 3.5% in September. Instead, the damage was done
Happy Poo years,
where the S&P 500 lost about a quarter of its value. Tech stocks were among the biggest losers.
Is everyone with me?
Ukraine's probably been one of the things that's helped prop the U.S. economy up.
Across the country mounted challenges against America's largest companies, demanding better pay, benefits, and working conditions. Among other business headlines, a cascade of bankruptcies in the crypto space, a flurry of high-profile mega mergers, and the discontinuation of the beloved Choco Taco.
Why is that such a big deal for them?
Consumer revenge spending, all to catch up on experiences and things impossible to do in 2020. A falling euro fueled American vacations abroad, and 2.56 million Americans hit the airport the Sunday after Thanksgiving this year, the highest number.
I mean, that's one of our biggest exports is arms. Clinically, good evening.
Maverick broke a record for box office ticket sales in any Memorial Day weekend ever. A blast from the past, a fitting theme for
I'm not high enough for this shit.
In which people longed for a return to normal.
No kidding. All right, Brian, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. I'm glad you broke it down for us. All right, so we're going to take a break here in about 10 minutes, but before we do that, we're going to watch a couple of best of 2022 Troll Patrol clips. And this is one of the things that I can't believe that I left off of the best of that I made. It was 9 hours long, and yet I still forgot to put what is quite possibly the biggest deals of my 2022. So around February or March, Matt Walsh released a children's book called Johnny the Walrus. And it was just a normal Troll Patrol night. I saw the video that he had posted where he was reading his book to some children. I thought it could make some some good content. So I played that video on the stream and I reacted to it. I did not think that that was one of my stronger clips. I did not think I did a good, because I didn't believe that Matt Walsh really gave me a lot to work with. So I was kind of upset that that's the clip that he played on his show. However, he condensed it down into the best parts for sure. And I thought I came across really well. Now, I probably did that segment on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night and didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until like it was a Friday morning, I think it was. And I started noticing some weird comments on my YouTube. And they were all telling me like Sweet Baby sent me. And I'm like, what the fuck? They were just trickling in at first, like that Friday morning. And I remember like going out to dinner with Sparkles. And I'm like, something weird's going on. But like I'm getting these comments from somewhere. And then by Saturday morning, it was like a deluge of comments of just hate from Matt Walsh fans over the Johnny the Walrus thing. And all of them were saying like, Matt sent me. So I'm like, this motherfucker tweeted about me or something. And I go to his Twitter and like, I can't find where he's retweeted my video or anything. So I'm like, well, he's had to have played a clip on his show then. It actually took me a while to find the clip. But then that clip got played by the Surfs and by Walsh, and that was really cool. So on the best of that I did for YouTube, I played me reacting to Matt watching me, and I thought that was a really good segment. I thought I did a really good job of making fun of Matt in that segment, but I didn't think the original one that Matt played was very good. But you can judge for yourself. I think he plays the best parts of it. So this is actually Lance from the Surfs reacting to Troll Patrol being played on Matt Walsh's show.
Okay, Oppress Me Daddy is coming out. It's going to be an amazing children's book just to teach everybody about the differences between real oppression and made-up oppression, such as if you leave the house and you're a Black American, you may experience real oppression. If you leave the house and you wear a MAGA hat and you're oppressed for that MAGA hat, that is made-up oppression, as in one is not something that you can change in any part of your day, whereas wearing the MAGA hat is something that you can choose to put on or off, and even then you're not really oppressed for wearing that MAGA hat. So we'll have a whole little adventure, you know? Little Timmy can have a day where he makes up fake oppression and then he tries to get some sympathy for it. Those will be the made up oppressions, and then he
little Maddie
actually experience real oppression, and then they'll explain to him why
I'm not high enough for this shit.
So Oppress Me Daddy is coming out soon.
Talk and debate from a leftist perspective, the day's top news stories and videos with astute social commentary. I'm not sure if we can trust the part of astute social, the part about, you know,
He literally criticizes Samantha Lux for not providing data in her reaction video, and then doesn't provide any.
You're killing me, Lance. You're like, you keep pausing before he gets to me.
Trust me. Don't worry about the source. It's coming in the future. Oh, there's a new Brent? Okay, sweet. We'll watch that after as a palate cleanse from this fucking deplorable human.
Astute social commentary. I don't know about that. We'll find out in a minute. But we can be confident that it's uncensored. If this guy's a leftist, then
also I want to point out that Lance calls me Justin Freakins, which could be because he looked me up on Twitter and that's what my handle was. I actually, in the YouTube trailer that you guys see, I edit out him saying the S so that it sounds like he says Justin Freakin. Just a little inside baseball.
Certainly we can be assured that he has not been censored. So let's see what he brings to the table.
Not as insane as Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire releasing a children's book. Here is Matt Walsh apparently getting some children together for story hour with sweet baby Matt Walsh. Toke him if you got him on screen. I love that.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls.
Yeah, the kids look about as enthused as we are. He didn't draw the cartoons, and that's the main part of the book.
I guess I got to thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to Justin's Freakin. This is the first time I've seen it.
Like, passing
He streams
yourself
on
off
Twitch?
as the
Sweet.
author of this book is insane. Because you know what this book is? This book is a actual talented illustrator. And then some dumb words on top of it.
Honestly, I don't know why this guy doesn't get more views. I mean, he's like Macho Man Randy Savage. If Macho Man Randy Savage could only bench press 45 pounds and was a hippie. But Randy has exposed a startling truth.
Man, what is it with this modern day insecurities with dudes where it's like, how much do you bench? How tall are you, bro? Are you 5'7" or 5'8"? 5'7" and 3/4?
Do you even work out, bro?
Or is this the tilt? We're talking about the tilt. What's going on here, bro? How much you bench? Yeah, let me see it. Let me see it. I don't know, bro. Those kind of, you just work out the glam muscles. I feel like you're just working out glam muscles. You don't really bench that much.
Did not illustrate my own children's book. I have tried to keep this hidden by putting the illustrator's name on the cover.
And as I pointed out, that's not what I accused him of. I've said, like, the only thing that book was, the only person that put any effort into that book was the illustrator. Like, how long did it take Matt Walsh to come up with the words? Like a whole 10 minutes? Come the fuck on. That was my point. So Matt wasn't even stupid enough to get what I was saying. And then, of course, there was Walsh. Or Walsh. Some people call him Walsh, I do believe.
Okay, gotcha. A pigeon. Yeah. Like how smoking weed stems / seeds kills sperm. Is that true? Then the castration would be a side effect? Well, that would be like saying chemical castration is a side effect of, like, SSRIs, which, yeah, no. There's a critical difference between saying something lowers libido and saying something is chemical castration. There's a reason why it's not referred to that in the medical community. Or getting hit in the balls, yeah. The classic chemical castration.
Wait. Did you say something about getting hit in the balls?
He's kicking authority in the balls.
We like to do around here.
Perspective, the day's top news stories and videos with astute social commentary.
Huh?
I'm not sure if we can trust the part about, astute social commentary. I don't know about that. We'll find out in a minute. But we can be confident that it's uncensored. If this guy's a leftist, then certainly we can be assured that he has not been censored. So let's see what he brings to the table.
What?
That certainly isn't true, Matt. As Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire releasing a children's book.
I got energy here.
Here
Hello.
is Matt Walsh.
Hello.
What's
Getting
up,
some
dude?
children together for Story Hour with sweet baby Matt Walsh.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls.
Yeah, the kids look about as enthused as we are. He did. Yeah, I think that's funny.
So far, what we're establishing is this guy's wicked sick aesthetic. Okay.
Thank you, Boosh.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, the cartoons, and that's the main part of the book. Like, passing yourself off as the author of this stupid book is insane. Because you know what this book is? This book is a actual talented illustrator. And then some dumb words on top of it.
I don't know if I agree with that assessment.
Honestly, I don't know why this guy doesn't get more views. I mean, he's like Macho Man Randy Savage. If Macho Man Randy Savage could only bench press 45 pounds and was a...
Sure did owe me.
But Randy...
Matt, you can't make comments like that. You do look very soy, Matt. Also, how does he look like a hippie? He looks like a rocker. Like he looks like he looks and talks like the stereotype of like a rock guy.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
He has a bandana on, like a biker. Yeah, like a biker dude. That's not a hippie. He just sees long hair.
No, I'd say I'm more hippie than biker.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very, very strange to me. Yeah, Matt Walsh sees this guy and he's like, oh, hippies. Like, Anyway, I appreciate his aesthetic. He's keeping the flame alive, okay?
I identify, and I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt, so I guess that doesn't. Actual talented illustrator.
I don't agree with this guy doesn't get more views. I mean, he's like Macho Man Randy Savage. If Macho Man Randy Savage could only bench.
Well, the illustrator definitely has more talent than Matt Walsh. How about that, Walsh? Can we agree on that one?
That I did not illustrate my own children's book. I have tried to keep
common
this
ground.
My theory.
by putting the illustrator's name on the cover. I was
Blown
hoping to hide
apart.
it in plain sight, and my plan almost worked until Seth Rogen's unemployed cousin foiled the plot. All right, let's finish this up with a somewhat larger account. This is Walsh or Vosh. I don't know how to pronounce
Walsh.
it. 30.
Walsh. Thank you, Walsh. I appreciate the shout out. When we come back from the other side of the break, if you're subscribed, you're not going anywhere. I'm gonna hang out with you. When we come back from the other side of the break, though, we're gonna do the Smithsonian's top stories of 2022. Inside Edition's most popular stories of 2022. We're gonna look at the most batshit right-wingers of the year. Check out Nostradamus' predictions for 2023. We're gonna do Ben Shapiro's Fibbies. Plus the best news bloopers of 2022. All that and more on the other side of the break. Here on the Troll Patrol. Live. All you subbies, I'm still here with you. We're just going to bullshit. We'll wait until everybody comes back from the commercial break. Maybe I should give you a animal video. You guys get an extra animal video for being subs. That sounds good. I've got a cat that can pull a trick. Fuzzy Simba, I got just the thing for you here. Check out the trick this little kitty can do.
So.
They they hit him with a oh, and then he yelled at him. That kitty is awesome. Why he do that? Because he's a cat and he can. That's why. I'd take him home. I think he's trained though. He like looks like he might have a collar on. Some grifter is using him to like bet people money and shit, and he's got the cat trained. Maybe he got the cat trained to steal from people. I'm just saying. That cat is on the ball. And he looks like you could give him a ball and he could balance himself on it. There you go, extra kitty. I owe everybody a meme. Since we're on the topic of kitties, me and my cat on New Year's Eve, talking to you was one of the best parts of my whole year. I don't even think I got a cat in here. Not a single cat. At one point in time yesterday, I had like all the kitties. Now I'm kitty poor here. That's what I get. That's gonna be my kiss on New Year's. One of the kittens. Remember, we're going to be going Twitch only. 10:30, we're going to be watching the Miley Cyrus. Let's check out what's going on in Times Square right now.
3, 2, 1.
I was about to say, what are we counting down to? We're counting down to 3 hours. According to my clock, they were a little late. There you can see the ball. I don't know what's so special about that ball. When I was a little kid, okay, so they've got a ball in Knoxville. It was there for like the World's Fair from 1976 or something. Famous from the Simpsons episode. Like the kids like steal a car and they're driving cross country and they decide they're going to go to the World's Fair. When they get to Knoxville, like the World's Fair was like 10 years before they got there. Maybe even 15. Oh, you want me to let you know when we do the Chud raid? 10-4, Phoebe. Yes, the Gorillas is going on in the background. I probably should get off of this so that I don't get a copyright. But we're going Twitch only at 10:30. Oh, don't go anywhere, actually, Phoebe, because if we're gonna do that, we might as well go ahead and get to it. Let's do the Chud raid. So I've got like 2 different segments. We're just gonna watch the one. The first one is the actual. How does this work out? Okay, so this is the actual hate raid. Let's watch it instead of my reaction to I found Dalton's channel and I watched the hate raid and reacted to it. Oh, you want to do commentary on this? Hold on, I'll set you up. Oh, boom. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol.
Hey, how's it going?
So yeah, okay, the hate raid is already going on at this point in time. Like, we were watching a clip of Bernie Sanders. I don't know if it was a committee hearing. I think it might have been a committee hearing and not the speaking in front of the full House, or I mean the Senate. Phoebe, you were here with us.
Howdy.
All right, you ready for this? Let's hit play on it.
Ignore my audio. It's a little bit scuffed.
So I am a streamer over at cozy.tv. Are you familiar with the site?
Okay, you're one of the people that are like bombarding me in Twitch, right?
Well, yeah, you could.
Okay, you're not gonna believe me.
Hold on.
I was gonna go adjust your audio, and I hit the disconnect
I
button.
have no clue. Please educate me.
Cozy.tv is a site ran and owned by Nick Fuentes. Do you know who that is?
He's a piece of shit.
Really? You think so?
I do.
Why is that?
He is a
Oh god, the fucking emote explosion.
So why would you do something like this?
Well, I'm assuming that you're vaccinated. Would I be correct?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly why I would do something like this to you. Because you're gross.
Because I'm vaccinated.
Because you're a fucking coward cuck.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean? You've given in to the system.
What?
While other people lose their jobs and livelihoods over a real issue that we despise and stand against, and you just roll over and get fucked in your ass.
Let me ask you a question. So,
yeah,
what is your issue with the vaccine? Because you're like,
Says
if you
the
got
fucking
a
great
rusty
person.
nail, if you got a rusty nail
fucker
stuck
I've
in
ever
your
seen.
foot, would you go get a tetanus shot?
Like least fruity man.
No. Great, no. Answer my question.
Way to think about it. That is such a stupid way.
Why
to
is
think
that a
about it.
stupid way to think about it? Like you trust
Because
other
the tetanus
vaccines,
shot-
right?
The tetanus shot, retard, is very easy to understand. The tetanus shot is not.
Oh, you don't
federally
understand?
mandated
Let one slip
mRNA
through. God damn it! Technology, is that what it is?
Because it's mRNA, it needs to be
Yeah,
federally
that's how you got
mandated. My
banned.
bad, I
right,
didn't
for
realize that.
Where is it federally
You got
mandated?
fucking banned
Exactly.
off
Well, it's going
Twitch.
to be if we don't put our foot
For,
down. You
like-
know that's exactly
Well,
where
I
this
think
is
it was
going.
like
No,
30
I know
banned.
the sectors that there are federal mandates. Do you?
I know there are multiple. I know there are multiple in the healthcare industry.
Yes.
If you
Okay,
look-
there
if
you go.
look
There you go.
towards- If you look towards
What else?
Canada.
What
If
else?
you look towards Canada, obviously they tried to mandate it on the truckers. If
But-
you look at Australia, it is.
No.
federally mandated
Is
to
anybody
truck.
that's crossing the border into Canada?
What?
But like 90% of Canadian
that's
truckers are
truckers.
vaccinated.
Who do you think is being affected by that?
Like we did the story earlier.
Military is being federally
military.
mandated to take it.
Yes. They're and do you know all the other vaccinations they are mandated? Because they're mandated to take a lot.
Yes, I'm well aware, but you don't understand. This is coming to every single American. If you
So
can't
why?
see the big picture here,
Why?
if this is
What the
going
fuck
to
is
be
it? No.
mandated across America
In the military, but there's no like, how do you get that's a slippery slope argument? Like it's coming to every American. There is no legal mechanism to allow the federal government to vaccinate every citizen. This is just dumb fuckery.
Yeah, if anything, it's been quite the opposite.
Well, I mean, like the legal premise of the original vax mandate was, any company that had over 100 employees, just because Congress has the power to regulate interstate commerce. If you got over 100 employees, you're doing interstate commerce. And this was power delegated from Congress to the OSHA. And that's why they had the power to do it by executive action, but the court struck that down. So I don't know what this dude was bitching about. And I think the courts had already struck it down by the time he's bitching at me during this phone call.
No, they hadn't.
Oh, they hadn't
were still
yet?
a thing back then, I remember.
I don't know. I'm talking about it like it's only like the military and healthcare workers. But when it comes to healthcare workers, that's not even government mandated. That's like whichever employer you have, and of course a hospital is going to mandate it. In the military, dude, do you want to have a conversation with me or not? Because I can just turn you off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so like in the military, they're mandated to take all kinds of vaccinations.
Yeah,
way
that's
more,
not really what
more
I'm
than you have to do to go to school or anything.
That's really not what I'm talking about. I'm talking.
Why
about
is it?
coming
If
to
what's the
private
legal
citizen.
rationale that if you can
It's
mandate
coming
those
to a private
vaccines?
citizen. It is, and you're so brain dead. How do you not see that?
I'm not being mandated to take a vaccine. I took it like of my own volition.
You will be. That's where this is headed.
That's a slippery slope argument. Yeah, see, this slippery slope fallacy. Why are people saying like Christ is king and shit?
Christ is king.
What does that mean?
He is the King of Kings.
Can you elaborate? Maybe you'll. I've actually got.
I don't need. I mean, look.
I've got my Jesus bandana on.
For you to read the Bible. If you
I've got Jesus on my shirt right now. Who are you? Who are you to come in here and talk to me? About my love of do not question my faith. Do not question my faith, young man.
Do you believe in Jesus?
There is a character named Jesus that exists in the world.
Oh, so you're a literal fucking.
No, a literal would be a bundle of sticks. Like, see, that's why I got banned.
No, you're a literal.
A literal. It would be a bundle of sticks tied together.
You are a piece of shit.
Why? Like you're making accusations.
Jewish, by the way?
You're making accusations. I'm not. Not that there would be anything wrong with being Jewish. Always with the Jewish thing.
Well, you're denying Christ.
I did not realize how strong the anti-Semitism was.
You're denying
There is a
denying
mythology
the
that
truth.
exists around a character named Christ.
Anti-Semitism Semitic
again on the
bullshit
third
was
day.
like super fucking like
that
a lot
is
of, like,
that is
conservatives weren't
mythology.
really getting into it at that point. Like I remember trying to remember. It was when Steven Crowder got fucking jumped by Sam Cedar, remember? On H3H3's podcast.
What, you think
On
that's
the
what
Ethan
kicked
Hunt's
off
podcast?
anti-Semitism?
No. I don't think that's what kicked it off. I just remember it was like a notable thing because I remember he was like going on like about fucking Sam Cedar like having small lies, which is like a really weird anti-Semitic trope. It's just like one of those ones that kind of like stuck around in my head for some reason.
Well, these groypers have been going on since like 2015 or 2016 or something. When did this actually form?
Groypers? I don't fucking know. I know they've been around for like at bare minimum like 2017, 2017.
It happened around the 2016 election or in the aftermath of the 2016 election, I want to say.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
Yeah,
back
it
to
definitely
this.
formed around like Donald Trump as a cult of personality.
That is not
that
mythology.
didn't happen. Well, prove it
No,
then.
well, there are 40,000 affidavits that corroborate one another's stories. And in a court of law, I would say that would be pretty damn good.
And this motherfucker is talking about affidavits for the Bible. Like what? What affidavits?
Oh god, I forgot
What?
some of the shit he fucking says in here.
Right? If you want to
Because I was mainly like, I'm
court
gonna be
of
honest,
law,
I fucking
40,000
had to
people
close
died.
Where's this court of
them
law at?
After a certain point. I actually didn't
Okay,
even
like
realize
there are no
when
contemporaries.
the ban happened because I had to like
There are no
leave
like
stream for a minute. So
there are
that
no
I could just focus on the
contemporaries
fucking Discord
like
because
from
the Discord was, like,
Christ's
really
time
Now, if you want
that
to
existed.
that truth and continue to be retarded,
No,
then
like
you
let's
can.
talk about like
What
primary
does your
sources for
flag-
the
what does your
Bible and
flag
shit.
Say, by the way, what does your flag say, by the way?
It says right wingers are morons. It has what's called the moron snake. It's in the
Why?
it's in the
Why are they
emotes.
morons?
God, I miss the flag. Bring back the flag.
Mandatory, like you've
Bring back
just
the flag of our people.
Wow. So
walked
whenever
over me.
whenever I say something, I don't have
You gotta love like I hit the graphic at the same time as past me hit the graphic.
to explain it, or I have to explain it, but you don't have to explain what you mean. Explain it. What do you mean?
Now you're doing like a Jedi mind trick on me. What?
It's pretty easy when you're a literal drunk.
Law dog, what is up, my friend? Literal drug. You like using the word literal.
Yeah, yeah, because it's literally the truth.
I mean, aren't we all? Like, do you like caffeine?
No.
Chocolate?
Literally.
You're not a
I'm more
fan.
of a- I drink bubbly.
No, clinically. Dalton is a much better broadcaster than DM, I assure you. Dalton actually, like, he's entertaining. I'll give him that, because I went and watched some of his stream after this, because I'd never heard of him
That
until,
also,
you know.
Dalton isn't a fucking pussy. Like, Dalton, I don't know if you ever watched, like, those clips I sent in the chat, in the general.
Oh, I'd already seen that one where he got drunk and, like, said all kinds of, like, crazy shit.
Yeah, and, like, he has his own, like, weird show he does now. I think he's, like, doing some, like, weird-ass news-type shit. Like,
No, I
commentary.
am certain that Dalton is not DM, because Dalton actually has some talent as a broadcaster, and DM would never be able to pull off the show that Dalton pulls. Also, like, Dalton seems like he could be cool. If he wasn't a chud, he could be a cool person. DM has no coolness about him whatsoever.
Not soda. But yeah, you're a literal drug addict.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I feel
You
like
have a
Dalton's
really
kinda
good
gotten
voice.
worse.
So fix
Like,
that shit.
Dalton,
Okay?
either
you
he's
sound
gotten worse, or, like, he's stopped fucking masking it.
Like, oh yeah, he went completely mask off. You're cute, too.
Stop being a...
Like, he's just stopped
See,
getting
I
the
called
fuck.
him cute because he's kind of attractive. Do you?
Seriously.
No. Like, I'm openly pansexual. Like, this is not any
Yeah, were you
revelation.
molested as a child? Were you molested?
No. Had a perfectly fine childhood.
This is what I'm saying.
Parents
like,
that love
it's
me.
fucking
Probably.
it's fucking growth for
Sick?
people.
Is it like,
fucking
is
gay
it some
as
type
hell.
of trauma? I'm sure that's probably what it is, right?
No, there's no trauma in my life.
Yeah, okay. I know that's not the truth.
I
know that's not the truth.
I really like your voice. Sounds like you're a very charming individual, and you've been able to handle
I
yourself.
am. Yeah, absolutely.
See, I gave him his props. So I want to know more about you.
Okay, what do you want to know?
I want to where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the southeast for the most part.
In the southeast, yeah.
Me too.
See, I'm from the.
Okay, very cool.
So what kind of upbringing did you have? Did you have nice parents?
Yeah, I had great parents, middle class,
Were you raised in the church?
By the way, Justin, I hate to be
yes.
that girl. You did kind of a mediocre job censoring the chat there.
But you can't see shit. What do you like?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You can't. I don't know why you're saying I did a mediocre job. You can't see shit.
Look at the very bottom of the chat behind.
You have to be paying really close. It's good enough for YouTube, Phoebe.
Fair enough.
Your audio is not though. I'm gonna have to ditch you though.
Yeah, no, the audio is a little interesting.
Thank you for joining me though, Phoebe. Back to Dalton, who does have a smooth voice. I do believe I'm getting ready to get cut off from Twitch about right now. When did you first give your life over to Christ?
I was 10 years old.
What made you see the light?
I mean, at that point in my life, I don't know, because there was kind of a disconnection. If we're gonna talk seriously about this.
Yeah, please lay it on me. Are you for real? You're not trolling me with the whole Jesus thing. Like you're really into Jesus?
No. Yeah, I am saved. I am a true Christian. So yeah, in high school, I reconnected with my faith, and I would, and it was sort of this awakening. You really can't describe it.
This went on a little bit longer than I thought it did. I thought
A friend of mine really guided me back to my faith, and I started doing my research, and I started going to church more. I started going to Bible study 3 times a week in 3 different denominations, just to get a better understanding.
I'm doing the same exact pose.
To learn about the Word of God, right? So I did that, and I grew in my faith, and I got stronger in my relationship with God, and it was awesome.
Can you tell me what branch of Christianity?
I'm currently looking into Catholicism, but all my life I've been a Baptist.
Interesting. Well, that makes it you're from the southeast. That would make sense that you were a Baptist.
Were you ever a part of a church?
Yes. I actually went to a Christian. We're bonding here for a year, but it was like my 8th grade year. It was very impactful.
And what happened?
I had a great time. It was here's the thing is it was a really cool Christian school, and they taught evolution the way I learned it in college, a few years later. They're just God set this in motion, and there was no problem, there was no conflict. And then when I went to public school, there was this real asshole teacher.
I believe in microevolution.
What do you mean microevolution?
Small.
Yeah, I know what micro means.
Not like we came from apes.
We didn't come from apes.
What happened to your stream?
Okay, here's where I get cut off.
On Twitch?
Everything looks fine right now.
Says offline, my friend.
Yeah, I was looking at Restream. Restream said I was going. Did you guys crash my... Following me?
No.
That's the reason why, they're all in the chat. They were putting words on the screen that would get me banned if they mass reported me. Still on YouTube.
Well, that's good.
What drew my program here?
Yeah, we have fun. We like to raid people and do a little trolling. And
Hate
we
raid.
It was the troll patrol. So, we figured you better get ready. If you were really patrolling the trolls.
I'm totally ready. Can you tell?
Yeah.
I think I handled myself.
Banned on Twitch.
Why would I get banned on Twitch?
I said it, I think.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Too.
What kind of you're motivated by Christ and you come in here and like throwing around what's up with that? Oh, I said it a bunch of times.
What is a
God damn it. I said it in the literal sense.
What's a I did too. I said you're literally a faggot. What does that mean?
A bundle of sticks, motherfucker.
Exactly. None of us said anything wrong.
God damn it. Why you gotta do that to me for?
But do what?
You gotta come in here and throw around slurs and shit.
That's not a slur.
Yeah, because my dumb ass didn't know not to go with it.
That's not a slur. That's literally not a slur.
That's what I said. Like you.
You said it.
But yeah, you're right. I own up to it. You came in and provoked me. Why you gotta do that? I was just. Why you gotta provoke me? We were watching kind old Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, well, he's a cocksucker too. All right, buddy. Hey, God bless you. Thanks for hanging out, man. TV, okay?
What? Yeah, I censored Cozy TV.
/
I wasn't gonna give him the promotion. Hug all the way off. I went and tried to sign up for Cozy TV, and it's invite only. I'd put my videos up there. Who knows if they even work for Nick Fuentes? I guess you gotta get in good with old Nicky boy. Yeah, I love taking calls from randos. I just had to censor all the comments. That was good content. That was good content. Yeah. That's the way I looked at it. So we can look at the other side of that. Now I'll fast forward in and out so I can show you what he was doing. I didn't even know what one of these called a dumb your little leader is here. But I'm also commenting on it. Yeah, baby. I can show you how he's talking about when it comes to the law.
The viewers get lower and lower. All right, let's what the fuck is this?
Let's rate Brandon. What a weird thing to say.
Klaus Schwab. Listen
the dude's microphone is got a flag insignia on it. I believe he's on your side, what you would call
I don't
based.
know what this guy's doing. This guy looks like he's
Dalton
on the radio, so he may not be listening to chat.
He's got to be fucking playing.
The Troll Patrol?
Yeah, the Troll Patrol, bitch.
The nightly news, interactive political talk. Oh yeah, you're going down.
Am I? Am I going down?
Justin Freakin, you're about to end your stream, okay? So get ready, bitch. You're about to end your stream. You better be patrolling this troll, because I'm wild. I'm wild.
He was wild.
I will make you end your fucking stream. I will make you fucking cry.
He did not make me cry.
Literally rip you apart.
Oh, you didn't make me cry. You didn't make me end my stream now, did you, Dalton?
On the rise.
See, there we were watching Bernie Sanders.
Here we go, chat.
I wanted somebody to try to make me cry. I wish somebody would stand toe-to-toe with me.
Get it in the chat, okay? Get it in the chat.
Oh, couldn't get your stupid link in my chat, could you? But yeah, you can see like the explosion of the emotes. It was before like I had the little like follower thing through Stream Elements. So like I eventually just have to turn that off because there was like 1,000 of them that subscribed to my channel all at once.
is that while the vast majority of people in our country...
Hey, like I was stupid high. We were watching Bernie Sanders, and you had to just intrude on a good time.
Can't even see the fucking screen anymore. That's kind
Yeah, I think I hadn't had pot for like a week or something at this point. It was like my first time getting high in a week.
Wait, are you guys not able to type in the link?
No, they're not able to type it in.
Are you guys not able to type in the link?
You are a billionaire.
No, they're not able to type it in. And what kind of advertising are you going to do for yourself anyway? You would have done a much better job of winning people over if you'd actually just went ahead and called in and not pulled your little fucking spam techniques, you stupid fuck.
This moment...
That was wide open. I'm getting like...
For you, than any time...
I'm still getting bombarded. This is some weird inception of me watching someone else watch me. In the chat, I've taken it off the screen for the actual live stream. Emotes and shit.
CEOs, heads of large corporations...
They are all in the Discord because I shut them down on Twitch.
I'm gonna give him a call.
And let me just give you a few...
Oh, I'm so glad you called.
Everybody in America is worried about the high price of gas. We drive around.
No one else call, because I'm going to call, okay?
Were yesterday. But while gas prices are soaring, shock of all shock, oil company profits are now higher than they have been in over 7 years.
So that's that side of it. We can actually go to the other side when he hangs up on me. You're wasting your fucking time.
But yeah, you're a literal drug addict. So fix
You want to be associated with those assholes?
Do what?
What's up, producer Dave? And throw around slurs and shit.
That's not a slur.
I'm cool with you. Yeah, so his chat actually gets onto him after he hangs up on me. The King of Kings. Bow down before me, bitches.
You said it.
But, yeah, you're right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You came in and provoked me. Why you gotta do that? I was just reading the news. We were watching kind old Bernie. See, I was cool with him.
He's a cocksucker too. All right, buddy. Hey, God bless you.
Yeah, I would have played along with him.
Check it out, man.
We both could have got good content out of it, but no, he wanted to be malicious about it.
/ Dalton Clodfelter. Dalton.
Oh, I've been saying it wrong all this time. I've been calling him Codfelter.
Let's go! Let's fucking go, chat! Holy shit, dude. That was
You didn't make me cry. You didn't make me end my stream. You had to go to nefarious means to end it.
There's no blame on me if he said it too.
Fucking assholes.
Drugged up boomers. Yeah.
He called me a boomer? Drugged up boomer.
That's so cack. That is so cack, dude.
So there you got to see the other side of that interaction. After the fall, he called me a blasphemer. I was the one that was actually Christ-like on that call. Thank you very much. You want to do the... Let me see. Maybe I didn't get the Almanara call. Maybe I didn't download it. I mean, the best of was like 9 hours long. It'd be like right there. I really liked that call with him. Thought I did a good job of talking to the dumb left. Oh well. Move on to the Inside Edition most popular stories of 2022. I really wonder what we're going to get here. You know, it's going to be a lot of the same stories that we watched earlier in the countdown. I'm sure there's going to be some different ones.
Of 2022. In June, a California teen performed a good deed by driving to a house to return a lost purse.
There's hope for our younger generation.
Girl of the Gray, good evening.
He rang her doorbell after he found the bag at a grocery store. The driver's license inside belonged to her friend Eliana Martin, who used to live with her but hadn't updated her address.
So my aunt heard the ring go off, and so she opened the door and received the purse. She was a little confused.
It was in the parking lot.
In the parking lot?
Yeah.
So I asked my aunt, I said, did you get his name, or did you at least give him like $20? Excuse me. And she's like, no, I didn't know. And I was like, oh my God, we have to find him.
The woman posted the video on social media. Eventually, 17-year-old Adrian Rodriguez identified.
Remember, this is the most popular stories that Inside Edition did.
My mom.
This is weird to put next to like the war in Ukraine, which is on the list.
Even when no one's watching. So that was nice. Also, he said if I lost my stuff, I would want somebody to bring it back to me. So.
We tracked down a delivery driver to make sure we could give him a tip.
If you found him, I put 20.
Or maybe it wasn't a delivery driver. I wasn't even paying attention to what
I
it was.
put 50.
Yeah.
So
they
I told that Melina, and Melina, okay, let's do GoFundMe.
They raised thousands of dollars.
They're returning a purse
whatever
to
was
him.
in the purse, you know, and he didn't. He brought it back, and I think this just speaks a lot about him.
In May, these workers tried to figure out a way to ring this doorbell. They avoided what they thought was wet paint on the porch. One guy reached but couldn't make it. He tried with a pen but still came up short. Then, wait a second. They realized the paint wasn't wet at all. It was just really, really shiny. In July, this alarming video showed a UPS guy in distress.
We showed this one on the Troll Patrol.
He struggled to make it to the front porch, then collapsed, overwhelmed by the 110-degree temps in Arizona. He rested for a moment to recover. Slowly, he got back up again and reached for the doorbell before stumbling back to his truck.
It's just a sickening feeling that you don't know what's going to happen to that guy if he goes to the next house or to his truck. You can see in the video he's looking.
The UPS trucks do not have air conditioning, and that is a huge issue.
Surprisingly, UPS trucks have no air conditioning.
I just said that.
UPS said the driver was fine. They said, quote, our package delivery vehicles make frequent stops, making air conditioning ineffective.
Big for a 19-year-old kid.
When they say that, they mean cost-effective.
Moment on air in early December. Sportscaster Bob Rathbun slumped in his chair and started convulsing, while his co-anchor, unaware of the emergency, kept talking.
I look for this kid to have a really good first half of the season.
As Rathbun lost consciousness, someone off-camera reached in to help him. The camera then cut away.
Bob's having a problem.
His rep said he, quote, briefed
Bob's having a problem.
On the court. Emergency professionals treated Rathbun for dehydration. In March,
it wasn't a heart attack or anything?
Soldiers defused a live Russian bomb by hand. They carefully unscrewed the fuse as shells exploded nearby. That same month, this massive blast rocked a city in Ukraine. This man was shooting a selfie video when the missile struck. He miraculously survived. Afterward, one civilian shared a video diary as she walked through the rubble.
Russia bombarded yesterday and in the night and this morning the historical center of Kharkiv. This is the downtown. Show this.
That's a good question, Girl of the Gray.
In April, a Texas home invasion was caught on video. The suspects ordered the victims to get on the floor. As the terrifying invasion unfolded, the parents, out for the evening, watched in horror on their camera's app.
Hey, who's in my house? I got you on camera.
The cops are on the way.
The cops are on their way. My neighbors are there. They're calling the cops right now. Y'all better get out of my house. Y'all better get out of my house now.
It is a terrifying incident. If you watch the video there, you can see what a traumatic incident it actually was. As soon as that camera system activates and someone's talking to them saying, get out of my home, get out of my home, you can see how quickly they left.
In March, a sheriff's
talking cameras, good
man
things.
in a wheelchair into court wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, he runs away. I love this video.
Arkansas sheriffs say the suspect was facing multiple charges. He reportedly claimed during his arrest that he was injured, so he was brought to the hospital. But he seemed to have miraculously recovered while entering the courthouse.
I'm gonna catch you, baby. Call the police for me.
Run, buddy. I'm with you.
Call the police. What way it go?
I have another one. I've been saving it for the freak show where a dude like gets sentenced in court and just walks out the door. Like he just fucking walks out and like nobody noticed. Drake, good evening, my friend.
This way? The wheelchair dude ran.
Wheelchair dude ran.
Did he really? Yeah. Didn't need that wheelchair very much, did he? Hell no.
The suspect was gone, but not for long. Cops eventually apprehended him, and he faced an additional charge of third-degree escape.
I assume that he had his like flip-flops or something in his lap, but it looked like it was like 2 pieces of bread.
Didn't need that wheelchair very much, did he? Hell no.
The suspect was gone, but not for long. Cops eventually
Yeah, they're flip-flops.
faced an additional charge of third-degree escape.
Maybe I got the munchies or something. I thought it was bread.
Yeah, we're gonna see how long it takes to drop from 6,600 feet right through the clouds.
In February, this pilot wanted to treat others to some spectacular
Bread flops.
Blake shot this video while flying his plane over Nebraska. He shifted his engine into idle as he dropped through the clouds.
This is so beautiful.
This is beautiful.
I want to share this with you guys.
For many, falling from the sky is a terrifying idea, but it brings this guy peace. This is Inside Edition Digital.
I'm glad we watched that. Other than that first story was bullshit. I don't know how it got put on the list with everything else we watched. All right. This is the part that everybody has been waiting for. I'm going to give credit to Matt14 on the Twitter. Documented the most unhinged conservative moments of 2022 all in one place, which made it easy for somebody like me to be able to go through and just play all these clips at once. Here's Tucker, who was apparently turned on by the green M&M.
The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers. Leading women do not wear sexy boots. Leading women wear frumpy shoes. The frumpier, the better. That's the rule. The other big change is that the brown M&M has, quote, transitioned from high...
I can't even tell any difference in these two. What's the difference in these two pictures? Look, it's the before and after, and they're the exact same picture.
stilettos to lower block heels. Also less sexy. That's progress. M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you
less sexy M&Ms.
Any one of them. That's the goal. When you're
you live
totally
in sexual
off,
anarchy.
We've achieved equity. They've won. The orange M&M will, quote, acknowledge and embrace his anxiety. And actually, if you look at him, the orange M&M does appear very anxious. Maybe he doesn't like all the
He's standing next to Tucker Carlson. I'd be anxious too.
Ugly new shoes he sees around him. Maybe he liked the sexy boots.
There was nothing wrong with that orange M&M shoes. Those are perfectly fine shoes. All right, so here we. I'm wondering how many times Marjorie Taylor Greene appears on this list.
They just want you to think that all of a sudden the entire population is steadily turning gay or turning trans, just generation. Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore. Everyone will be either gay or trans or non-conforming or whatever the list of 50 or 60 different options there are. They just want you to think that all of a sudden the
gay party. I mean, she says it like it's a bad thing. That's not as funny as Gazpacho Police. That was this year, wasn't it? Gazpacho Police. This woman was running for office in Utah's Senate campaign.
Hey, Utah District 12, listen up right here. There's a new name on the ballot for the Senate this year. My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution. I tried to get another conservative to run. Nobody could do it, so I'm getting it done. I'm pro-religious freedom, pro-life, pro-police.
I love how she pulls the I tried to lobby somebody else to do this, but nobody else wanted to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Right to bear arms and the right to free speech. I want less government control and regulation, want to stop and expose all political corruption where there's integrity, morality, accountability. Government programs should lead to self-sufficiency and support traditional family as the fundamental unit of society. But in schools, they're pushing for new beliefs. And just to clarify, as a female adult, I know what a woman is.
Whoa. Like, she shoehorned that one in there. Like, everything else kind of flowed together. Ma'am, I was filling your flow, but you shoehorned that last line in.
And just to clarify, as a female adult, I know what a woman is.
That beat's fire, though. I gotta give it to her.
Ryan, I've got to tell you about something I am so excited to announce. A dating app for all of us conservatives. It's called The Right Stuff, and it's launching this September. What I love most about it is that it's invite only, so not just anyone can join. First of all, it's free to use. And for my ladies, you'll never have to pay because we all get premium subscriptions for simply inviting a couple.
Of course, that's the, ladies' night mantra, right? That's why women get in free, because if there's women there, it'll bring the men in.
Friends, gentlemen.
Yes, this is real. It seems like satire.
If you want access to premium, that's on you. And by the way, those are the only 2 options. Ladies and gentlemen, The Right Stuff is all about getting into the right dating pool with people.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, we live in a capitalist society, and limiting the number of people that you can potentially appeal to is probably not a good idea, ma'am.
And beliefs as you. You'll start off by building your perfect profile. No pronouns necessary. We want you to put your best foot forward.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Photos of yourself doing what you love or being with the people you love. Our prompts give you the opportunity to let people know various sides of you. So remember, be authentic and creative. Hey guys, I'm Ryan. I've got to tell you about something.
I didn't even try to sign up for it. Apparently, Sam Cedar tried to sign up for it. Here is the Trump announcement of his nifties.
Donald Trump, hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my
better than Ezra.
Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now.
I am stealing Saturday Night Live jokes, by the way.
These cards feature some of the really incredible artwork pertaining.
But they probably stole them from Reddit.
It's been very exciting. You can collect your Trump digital cards, just like a baseball card or other collectibles. Here's one of the best parts. Each card comes with an automatic chance to win amazing prizes like dinner with me. I don't know if that's an amazing prize.
It is not an amazing prize.
Or golf with you and a group of your friends at one of my beautiful golf courses, and they are beautiful. I'm also doing Zoom calls, a one-on-one.
I've heard if you play golf with Trump, he cheats a lot.
And so much more. We're doing a lot. My official Trump digital trading cards are 90. Hello, everyone. This is.
Don't know if I ever followed up with this. Like, they totally found out, like, he lifted this shit from magazines and stock photo sites, probably without paying royalties. Just, you know, just knowing Trump.
I became completely brainwashed into believing that I was oppressed by our toxic patriarchal society, and I left school. I was sad, anxious, intellectually starving, and by 2015 when I graduated, I completely estranged myself from my family.
So how did you get better?
So in this panic of me not communicating,
How'd you cure the woke?
she consulted a cult specialist, and he made it very clear to her, do not affirm your daughter's newfound identity. You know her best. She is your child. Don't affirm her.
Yes.
Now, to actually be deprogrammed, I had to humble myself. I reconnected with my family. I moved home. I asked for forgiveness. I admitted I was wrong. Secondly, I made a lifestyle change. I stopped drinking. I started to believe in God again. I had to unlearn my 4 years of wokeism by watching 5-minute PragerU videos on.
I had to unlearn my wokeism by watching PragerU videos. Hold on.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
I'm not high enough for this shit. I hadn't seen this one. This was a new one on me. So she had to be deprogrammed after going to college.
Online for free.
Amazing. It is a...
Tucker is so creepy. Oh, we're doing the woke thing again. So this is Amon Bundy, who has apparently made news again by saying he will shoot federal agents if they come to his house, which I thought that was his position before, because that was the whole standoff at the wildlife sanctuary, wasn't it?
There's a new threat in this great land, and it's come to Idaho. It can
He was running for Idaho governor,
but we know it as the cult. With feverish hate, they work to destroy our sacred values, beliefs, and what is most precious to us. There's only one way to fight this evil. Find them and chase them out. For now, they failed. But they're still lurking in the darkness. And this battle has just begun.
man, he stuck up his own ass. That is a fragile little man. Stop being gay. This is outside of a drag queen bingo in Texas. Stop being gay. Just stop being gay. Oh yes, this lady.
Protect religious liberty, protect people of faith, and protect Americans who believe in the true meaning of marriage. I hope and pray that my colleagues will find the courage to join me in opposing this misguided and this dangerous bill. And I yield back.
I love the side eye that she gives her right there. You guys can't really see it. Giving her the side eye right there. Like, lady, what the fuck are you doing? Mad props to whoever made that. Now that's some quality sexual anarchy.
You live in sexual anarchy?
I hate that she left off gazpacho police. There was no wonton killing. Pretty good list, but I can think of a few off the top of my head that are missing. I should have messaged him. Been like, hey, you need to add these to the list. wonton killing. Totally on the Troll Patrol best of, though, which you can check out on YouTube. Those of you on the YouTube, we will be going Twitch only at 10:30. We're going to watch Miley Cyrus, whatever live performances they got going on. Hey, what? Something happened to the live stream from... Here we go.
So you know what that
Had to refresh it. That Post Malone? No, that's not Post Malone.
begins with K.
That's if you clean Post Malone up.
Celebrate every kiss that's special.
This is the live feed from Times Square.
We partnered with Kay to design our ring. We were so thrilled to be working with a company that celebrates our...
Aw, they're a cute couple.
And to see how Kay celebrates other couples, expressing...
And apparently this is sponsored by Kay Jeweler. They're blood diamonds.
Out in the world.
So tonight, let's kick the new year off with love.
They don't have the bandwidth for the number of people watching this.
Of Kay, every kiss glove.
Dustin, good evening.
Let's all get ready to blow kisses together to every...
I mean, if they invited me over, I wouldn't say no.
This time, let's all sing it together, and then everyone, we're going to use these gloves, and we are going to blow kisses. Here we go. Ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Every kiss begins with K.
Oh, it's a K commercial. I'm sorry. So that's what's going on down Times Square. I had the live feed hooked up. That's like the Times Square feed. Timesquare.com or some shit. Let's do this real fast before we hit commercial break. Nostradamus had some predictions for 2023. I think a few of them are doozies. The year comes to a close. It's time to talk doomsday forecasts. Nostradamus, nos if you're nasty. New York Post, you've got away with words. Was a 16th century astrologer, plague doctor, accused heretic, and bearded seer that has been credited with foretelling the Great Fire of London, Hitler's rise to power, the September 11th, 2001 attacks, and the COVID-19 pandemic. He predicted none of those. Sometimes on the money, but more often than not, muddily missing the mark. Our man's prophecies lean towards conflagration and catastrophe. Referred to as the prophet of doom, Nostradamus' bleak worldview is believed to have been shaped by heavy doses of the Old Testament and the trauma of losing his wife and young child to illness, presumably the plague. Unable to cure the ones he loved most, it seemed he set out. I got some kind of a fucking ad from the New York. It seems he set out to forewarn the rest of us through his revelations of ruin. So, with a bone toothpick in hand and a weary eye on the year ahead, read on for our overview of Nostradamus' predictions for 2023. Global warming and lots of dead fish. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure this one out. In a fun little passage of imminent marine annihilation, Nostradamus predicts, like the sun, the head shall sear the shining sea. The Black Sea's living fish shall all but boil. This one checks out, folks, as recent research suggests many of the most commonly eaten fish species could face extinction as a direct result of climate change. Buckingham Palace ablaze. Nostradamus predicted that 2023 will see celestial fire on the royal edifice. Taken literally, this could mean a meteor is headed straight for Buckingham Palace, burning down the house, if you will, or more metaphorical tip, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle recently released a bombshell Netflix series detailing the dark deeds committed against them by the crown, have taken aim with a different kind of firepower, lighting up and tearing down the reputation of the royal family as we know it. I did today while I had the best of content, went through and made some smaller little clips, and one of them I did do was the monarchy should have ended in 2022 when the Queen died. Apparently Nostradamus predicted World War III would happen in 2023. 7 months Great War, people dead through evil. This could apply, albeit a bit late, to the firefight to the devastating conflict in Ukraine, which thus far has been marked by war crimes and a heavy civilian death toll. In terms of the evil, Nostradamus blames hate-mongering, death-dealing. Libra Vladimir Putin comes pretty close to personifying it. Prophecy points to the conflict escalating into a full-scale world war in the year to come, which, given the nuclear arsenals at stake, could equate to apocalyptic levels of destruction. But wait, it gets worse. The Antichrist. Motherfucker is predicting that the Antichrist will come in 2023. Nos writes that in and around 2023, the Antichrist very soon annihilates the 27 years his war will last. Maybe that's the same war he was referring to. The unbelievers are dead, captive, exiled, with blood, human bodies, water, and red hell covering the earth. A surprise to no one, the Antichrist is a dude with bloodlust, which means he could be lurking under the lies and necktie of any number of global politicians. There you go. Nostradamus' predictions for 2023. With any kind of divination like that, they are so vague that they can apply to pretty much anything. I mean, global conflict is always, just a few bombs away. So if you read any of those predictions at the end of any year in pretty much the last century, you could say, sounds like something that could reasonably happen. It's the same thing with horoscopes. I know a lot of people like to put their faith in horoscopes and stuff. They're so vague as to be meaningless. If you're on Twitch, you're gonna get ads. If you're subscribed, you're not gonna get ads. I love you people that even if you're not subscribed, so we're not gonna do any real content until you come back. We're just gonna hang out. Maybe I'll get a little more high. All you peeps that are subscribed. We got to fill another bong though. Gotta get a different position going on. Here, my ass. We're almost to the 10:30 where I can kind of kick back a little bit more. Watch the musical performances we got going on. I love me some Miley Cyrus. Oh no, I love people who are not able to afford a subscription. I appreciate anybody who supports me. Why we do all the commercials all at once, get them out of the way. Nobody misses any content. I still get to be like a capitalist. Make that money. 50% revenue. Like, it really did boost the amount of revenue doing the 50% ad share. But you got to do like 3 minutes of ads within in an hour. But if I was coming to you on a radio station syndicated on Clear Channel or something, I would totally be doing 17 minutes of ads in an hour. So all in all, I don't think the Twitch is... Nostradamus. Is it just because he had a cool name? Is that the only reason why he's had like the staying power? Able to captivate the masses. Nostradamus is kind of a fucking cool name. Oh yeah, well you're a commercial. I mean, I am a commercial. Have you heard the freaking news? YouTube, Facebook, and all of big tech are trying to do a cancel culture on Justin Freakin.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Help the channel stay alive and grow.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Yeah, you sure do. Need to remember to always reset those. That don't happen when I come back from commercial. Could hit you with like the t-shirt stores. Is that this one? People actually listen to the podcast. I didn't think the podcast would be as appealing as it is. Happy birthday, clinically. Was your birthday today, New Year's Eve? Because when I tell you who you share a birthday with, it might make you vomit. Or did you have a birthday earlier this week? Because if your birthday is today, I just happened, oh, it was yesterday? Well, then you do not share a birthday with Donald Trump Jr., who apparently was born on New Year's Eve. It's his 45th birthday. They had a big flag that said 45th birthday. Happy 45th birthday. Share a birthday with Hitler? I thought Hitler's birthday was like the 19th or something. Eric Trump's birthday is January 6th. That's wild. Also, why does Trumpy boy like to fuck in the spring? I think Hitler's birthday is like 420 or 419. Maybe it's whatever. Yeah, Hitler's birthday is 420. Whatever day like Columbine and shit is. A buddy, we used to create our own rosters on wrestling games on like the N64 and the GameCube. That's when you first really had like an in-depth creator wrestler. My buddy always had a Hitler. And it looked like fucking Hitler too. And he wrestled the way a Hitler would wrestle. He was a little bastard. And he was like he was one of my buddy's top characters. Looking back on it, that's a little problematic. And apparently a lot of his wrestling creations were kind of problematic. He sent me he booted up the N64. Maybe it was the GameCube the other day. He's like, wow, this is a really racist guy I created. I'm like, yep, it is. We didn't know no better. Alright, I got something fun for you guys. I mean, maybe this needs a content warning. I don't know which one it is. Holy shit, it's 14. I'll get through this. I needed to go ahead and play it so we get through it before we sign off from everything but Twitch. Here is Ben Shapiro and his Phoebe Awards for 2022.
Welcome to the second annual Media Fibbies, a year-end review including awards for the dumbest, the worst, the cringiest, and the wokest moments from mainstream media 2022.
This should be
Host
fun.
Ben Shapiro. This video is sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee.
Oh, fucking
Alright,
shit.
Today's first category.
Okay, here we go.
Most spin. Last year famously was Kelly Stavast, the Let's Go Brandon Award.
You can hear the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon.
This year, the award goes to Karine Jean-Pierre. I mean, that's literally her job, is to pretend that Joe Biden is a sentient human being. But she's really, really bad at it. Every press secretary does a lot of spin, but Karine Jean-Pierre is officially the world's worst press secretary. We have many examples of Karine Jean-Pierre. Her job here is just one.
What is the latest update the White House has received on the current formula situation across the country?
Yeah, let me see if I have anything new for you on that. Okay. I don't have anything new. I know we made some announcements last week.
Our next category, biggest L. Who took the biggest L this year? Wow.
I mean, without all the music and sound effects and shit, there is nothing wrong with what she said. That was the most spin. That was the best you could come up with for the most spin award. Yes, Drake. That was pitiful. My God.
Incredibly close race between Will Smith, Ye West, and Amber Heard. Will Smith, because he just slapped Chris Rock on stage for no apparent reason.
Oh, wow.
And Amber Heard, because she actually lost a defamation suit against her ex-husband, Johnny Depp. But Ye West has to win this category because Will Smith, that dude'll survive. His career will be okay eventually. Amber Heard, she didn't have like...
What was the award?
Ye West went from being worth about $2 billion.
I don't have anything new. I know...
Ye West and Amber
What
Heard.
was the award?
Our next category.
Biggest L.
Who took the biggest L this year? Wow. Incredibly close race between Will Smith, Ye West, and Amber Heard. Will Smith, because he just slapped...
Buddy, how do you not have Trump on this list? This was before Andrew Tate. Elon Musk was definitely a contender for biggest L this year. I'm sure I can think of the Uvalde Police Department. They took an L. Carrie Lake. She took an L. Man, like, you're really bad at this, Ben.
Chris Rock on stage for no apparent reason.
Oh, wow.
And Amber Heard, because she actually lost a defamation suit against her ex-husband, Johnny Depp.
She didn't technically lose.
Ye West has to win this category because Will Smith, that dude'll survive. His career will be okay eventually. Amber Heard, she didn't have like a tremendous career in the first place. Ye West went from being worth about $2 billion to being worth
Ye's a good choice too, I guess.
Standing for Hitler. It turns out that when you wear a black hood over your face while talking about how Hitler was a wonderful dude.
I see good things about Hitler also.
And carrying a small net and a Yoo-hoo bottle talking about Netanyahu.
What did you think about that, Netan? You are an insane person.
With Nick Fuentes.
I do a news show. Do. So I guess I should mention that Netanyahu is once again the Prime Minister of Israel. Mind-blowing.
Yeah, that is a bad look by Ye West. We're on to the next category, which is most lecherous leech. Ooh, like people who have glommed onto power and used it for their own power. Man, neck and neck race between Hunter Biden, who ran around picking up bags of cash using his daddy's name while snorting Parmesan cheese off the carpet, and Meghan Markle, whose job it was to be a suitcase lady.
Meghan, open the case.
And then she was on the hit series Suits, piece of Shakespearean art, and then parlayed that into being a princess and now spends her days manipulating her dim bulb husband into ripping on his family so she can get paid and pretend to be a woke warrior princess.
Wow, the hatred they have for this
Biden
woman.
is bad, but Hunter Biden is preceded in his lecherousness and leechness by many other presidential family members. But Meghan Markle is truly
I thought Hunter had this for sure. My God.
Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Was that okay?
ripping on the Queen because you are too foolish to understand that there's actual pomp and circumstance.
I mean, I know nothing about Meghan Markle, but
it's all about you and your...
The amount of hate they shovel her way, like, it can't possibly be warranted. James, good evening. The New Year's special Troll Patrol. Check out my New Year's graphics. Celebrating. We ringing in the new year.
Mean to you.
It's about hatred. It's about race.
We're doing the Ben Shapiro Fibbies.
Dollar estate in Los Angeles getting contracts from Netflix. Ugh, Meghan Markle. Ugh.
Ooh, that's it. That she got a contract from Netflix. Ben Shapiro is a failed Hollywood writer producer. He is a wannabe. That is the reason why he hates her.
Most likely to desecrate a historic artifact. Lizzo.
Oh my God. I knew it was going to be Lizzo, that fucking flute. Who's in the running with Lizzo?
Lizzo, yes.
Oh, there's nobody else in the running?
She took James Madison's crystal flute, and she played it very nicely in the Library of Congress, as I pointed out. And it was delightful. She played some classical music on the flute. And that was fine, because cool. And then she went to a concert, and she twerked with it. And it was really...
And then the Library, that's not even really twerking. That's just kind of like shaking your knees. But she does say that she twerked with it. As I pointed out when we did this story, they brought her the fucking flute. The Library of Congress were the ones that asked her if she would like to play that fucking flute at her concert.
Really quite horrifying. And it was obviously designed to elicit a response from everybody who politically opposes the Democrats. That is why they made a big deal.
Well, then you played right into it then, didn't you, Ben?
Fine, but her twerking with it in concert. And the next category, most underpaid person in American political life. Elsie Stecker.
Underpaid person.
Never heard of Elsie Stecker, have you? Joe Biden's sign language person. That is a rough job, because how exactly do you sign?
I always love the sign language people. They're totally based.
The funniest part of Joe Biden's speeches is where there's a shot of Elsie Stecker in the bottom right-hand corner.
9.5 million turkeys. I tell you,
know, I will give props to Ben Shapiro for pointing out I did not know her name. So that is awesome of you to point out a unsung hero in the White House. That's the best thing you did. You were doing it to dunk on Joe Biden, but hey, you did something good in the process.
The funniest part of Joe Biden's speeches is where there's a shot of Elsie Stecker in the bottom right-hand corner.
9.5 million turkeys. I tell you what, that's like some of the countries I've been to.
And she just looks bewildered. She's like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Just like,
mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Because no one knows. He's not speaking English anymore. The next category is
biggest reach.
Biggest reach. Okay, so we have a lot of contenders this.
The biggest reach right here is this is an entertaining segment.
For biggest reach, like what was the most preposterous argument? But the winner today, Stacey Abrams, who actually said that ultrasounds are a conspiracy of the patriarchy.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat in 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body.
Nope, not how science works.
That is you implying what you implied is a bigger reach than what? He didn't say what Ben said she said. In a category he's calling the biggest reach.
But the good news is that Stacey Abrams is still governor of Georgia, meaning she was never governor of Georgia. All right, next category, most nationally damaging fake news story. Well, there are a bunch on COVID, but we're going to have to go with
Twitter
changing
files
the definition of inflation.
Oh, I was surprised that wasn't the biggest reach earlier.
The Biden administration did an amazing job this year of pretending that inflation was not that bad.
Most of the price increases we've seen are expected to be temporary.
That's a transitory thing.
There's no reason to think that they're going to keep going up a lot.
The way they did this is they just kept setting the baseline at whatever last month was. So if the inflation baseline rose 0.1% from last month, this meant inflation was going amazing, even if year over year there was like an 8% inflation rate. The fact that they can play around with terms this way just demonstrates how the manipulation of language is a key tool in the Democratic arsenal. But yes, the definition of inflation changing, that is the most national.
Well, here's the thing.
Of the year. And the next category, Lifetime Achievement in Hackery Award, goes to Whoopi Goldberg. This is overdue, really overdue. Whoopi Goldberg is maybe the biggest hack in American media. Her statements this year that everything is racism except for the Holocaust.
It's not about race. It's not about race. What is it about? Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
After all, the Jews are white people and the Nazis are white people, so this means it wasn't about race.
And I wanted to give Whoopi the benefit of the doubt on that one, and I thought she was making an argument that it wasn't just about race. They came after the disabled people. They came after homosexuals and trans people. Like, I thought she was making a very based point, and no, that was not the point she was making at all. When she went to Stephen Colbert and explained what she actually meant, I'm like, oh. No, she didn't mean that at all. That was totally cringe. Totally cringe.
Out some other form of intersectional victimization. We're on to the next category, which is worst influencer. Wow.
Brett Cooper.
Influencers this year. Bella Hadid is a terrible influencer. You got a bunch of Hollywood
I don't even know who that is.
Influencers, but the clear winner in this category, runaway winner in this category, Dylan Mulvaney.
I don't know who that is.
Says he is a lady. And then goes to the White House and does an entire sit-down with the President of the United States in which this dude cosplaying as a lady.
Oh, she is lovely.
So he is a lady and an advocate for female rights. This person got a contract from a tampon company, which raises a few very, very awkward questions, considering that Dylan Mulvaney actually does not have a place to...
Tampons are a good source of... are a good way to imbibe alcohol if you have restrictions on having it on your breath or something.
Put the tampon. Well, folks, each and every night I have to go through the worst of media.
Lunar Skeleton.
While doing
Good evening, my friend.
On Black Rifle Coffee Company. They're helping you knock out your holiday shopping this year with a ton of awesome new products. Most embarrassing moment.
The fact that I'm watching Ben Shapiro is the most embarrassing moment.
Was the close second place contender, where Joe Biden fell off a stationary bicycle. It wasn't like he was moving the bike and then the bike went over a bump or something. He literally stopped his bike and then he fell over. But the most embarrassing moment is when a now member of the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson,
couldn't define a woman?
What a woman was and couldn't answer the question, even though she is apparently a historic woman. She said, I'm not.
No, that's not what she said.
You provide a definition for the word woman.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
Which is not even the right answer according to trans advocates, because the answer is not supposed to be a biological one. It's time for this category.
No.
Well,
she is being asked in a legal sense, and she would need to defer to a biologist, because if a judge is making a ruling when it comes to somebody in terms of gender, it's going to be in relation to a bathroom law in a school or something. So they're going to defer to a biologist in a biological definition of what a woman is. So she's saying I can't just say it off the top of my head. I'm not sure what you mean, Ida.
This is a clear winner. I mean, there are a lot of bad shows this year. Really, a number of tremendously terrible shows. But the worst show of this year and of all time, Gutsy. It is literally Hillary and Chelsea Clinton rolling around the country talking with obnoxious people about political points.
Well, that does sound horrible.
Well, feeding themselves at the same time. It's pretty horrible. In case you didn't see it, I actually cut a video of myself watching Gutsy.
Good. Oh, I'm sure you did. It'd be great content. It'd be great content me watching it.
Just the worst thing that has ever happened. I mean, it's on a list of things that have happened in human history. It's like bubonic plague. Gutsy. The long-awaited Starving Polar Bear Award for Achievement in Climate Reporting. This was a really close race between morons who actually glued their heads to paintings and
throw in the soup.
Controversial win for formerly the artist known as Rainn Wilson. You remember him?
What? You're going to go after Dwight? No. The winner of this award was by far James Cromwell, who glued his hand to a Starbucks counter over the fact that they charged more for non-dairy alternatives without thinking that, it's more expensive to get a non-dairy alternative. Cromwell was the winner of this award. I don't even know what the fuck Rainn Wilson would have done. Come on, don't pick on Dwight.
Fruit and nothing else. Literally nothing else.
Attention! Employees of Dunder Mifflin!
Well, now, in order to demonstrate that he cares about climate change, he has officially changed his name to Rainfall Heatwave Rising Sea Levels Wilson, which does not even make any sense. What does falling rain have to do with heat wave and rising sea levels? Just a bunch of words in a row.
No, it's not. It's not just a bunch of words. It's words dealing with meteorological events. They all have something in common. It's not like they were just random words he was throwing out there. It is a damn long name, but I'm assuming it was a joke he made on Twitter or some shit. I don't even know. I hadn't heard this before.
To the flag.
But at least we can always appreciate when he was an uber crazy semi-conservative on The Office. And the next category, the Wizard of Word Salad. It is a wizardess.
Ben Shapiro.
The winner is Kamala Harris.
You're a wizard, Harry.
That lady, she loves a lot of things. She loves school buses.
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
Who doesn't?
There's something about and
she loves.
She is pretty cringe.
I love Venn diagrams. Those 3 circles. I asked my team to do a Venn diagram.
Oh, I love a good Venn diagram.
Everything she says is a predictive text mechanism. She starts a sentence, she doesn't know what the next word is going to be.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence.
I wish he was still in the
The
Senate.
good news is the algorithm.
He was good at questioning people.
Tons of sense what comes out next from her face, but it's still a sentence, sort of. The Late Night Loser Award for cringiest late night host. Oh, so many nominations. This is easily every year the hottest category.
Who's the cringiest late night host? What was her name? That was the YouTuber that got the show. Like she was in like the old Carson Daly slot after late night. She's pretty fucking cringe, and it's just because like she's not a comedian. Like she was just a YouTuber, and like she didn't know how to do a fucking what's her name. She's the most cringe by far. Lily Singh or something like that. Lily Singh. She's the most cringe late night host. Unless she got canceled before last year. Yeah. That was the year before last. Sorry, I gotta think of somebody else. Most cringe and late. Bill Maher. There we go.
Right. So here are the nominees: Jimmy Fallon,
Stop it.
Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah.
Colbert can be cringe.
Mom, I never touched your face.
Jimmy Kimmel,
Black Lives Matter. Louder, Jimmy. Black Lives Matter. Louder, Jimmy.
So Fallon falls out of the running pretty early here because he's just not up to par. He's just not up to that competition. Trevor Noah is leaving his show and also is on a little watch show on Comedy Central. So it comes down to Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. Stephen Colbert, just an agitprop activist on behalf of the Biden administration, and Jimmy Kimmel.
That was cringe.
Plus, preachy as all living hell.
I don't think the dancing with the vaccine thing, I don't think that was this year. I think that was last year.
We're going to go with Jimmy Kimmel.
What did Kimmel do?
At least Stephen Colbert never had the temerity to bring his wife on to lecture the audience about abortion.
I'm sounding the alarm, Jimmy. Abortion rights are gone or in danger in 26 states.
How Jimmy Kimmel went from being the sports guy on K-Rock 106.7 in Los Angeles to being the woke pope of late night comedy is beyond me, but apparently that's
the woke pope.
The next category is worst trade deal.
Well, that goes to Trump, hands down. Wait.
Traded dignity, like not racing against ladies, for social media clout, like beating the hell out of ladies because he's a dude. Or the U.S. government trading Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death. I mean, the most obvious call here is Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death, as Blaine Crane put it, the only WNBA trade that anyone has ever noticed. I'm going to go Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death is the worst trade.
Okay, that's kind of a funny joke, but that also wasn't Ben Shapiro's. he got it off of Twitter. I'll give that props.
Like beating the hell out of
Conservative comedy is usually not funny.
Trading Brittany Griner,
but that was kind of funny.
The most obvious call here is Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death as Blaine.
This is the only WNBA trade that has ever made headlines. That's a funny joke.
Crane put it, the only WNBA trade that anyone has ever noticed. I'm going to go Brittany Griner for the Merchant of Death is the worst trade deal. That was not a good trade deal.
The worst trade deal maybe ever signed anywhere.
And the next category, cringiest race pandering. Again, lots of nominees
It's
here.
always going to the right.
The winner this year, the greatest doctor of all time, Jill Biden, saying that Latinos are akin to breakfast tacos.
The diversity of this
That was really funny.
as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
And also, Si se puede.
Si se puede! The future is ours!
We're on to the next category, which is most leftist tears. Close call. Roe versus Wade being overturned and Elon Musk buying Twitter. This just demonstrates how crazy the left is. The answer obviously should be Roe versus Wade being overturned.
They really are on this whole Elon thing, aren't they? Like, I don't understand why they think, like, okay, I guess there are blue checkmark, like, clout chaser liberal people on Twitter that have made their life off of getting retweets and shit. There are influencers on Twitter that have made a career out of it, but there's such a small minority that it's odd for Ben Shapiro to bring them up.
Right? I mean, that's like an actual major policy change in the United States that really invades their perception of what they think is a right to kill unborn babies. They were more upset about Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Elon Musk has sealed the deal to take over Twitter.
Looks like Twitter's gone. Elon Stalin is taking over, so f you, Twitter.
Elon Musk. I deactivated my Twitter account.
Which just shows you where their priorities are. Because none of them are actually obtaining abortions. They're upper-class white liberals. But many of them are on Twitter, and they're mad that Elon Musk bought Twitter. So that would be the most leftist tier.
The upper-class white liberals have abortion.
The very best of the absolute.
I'm sure they have abortions. Everybody has it. All, like, abortion is something that doesn't really know a class or a race in. An upper-class white liberal might be more likely to be educated and may use other forms of birth control. I could see that. There's always lurking variables and things like that. I did not notice a trend with his awards. Ida hit me with it. I want to know what they all had in common. I mean, it was all clearly confined to, you know, the liberals, the Democrats, nominally left. I think I was fair as I was going through. And I even picked a liberal for the most cringe talk show. Haha, come on, Ben. I was bipartisan. Got one more video to watch, and then we're going to go Twitch only. Watch Miley Cyrus. We go down to Times Square. This is the live shot right now. The ball is red. Look like a fucking umbrella fucking symbol.
Presenting an opportunity for all of our viewers around the world to be a part of the show. Go to tsq.org and record your celebratory.
Nothing but ads.
Our Reveler party wall, sending good cheer for a fantastic new year. Let's take a look.
This is the party wall.
Let's keep the party growing. Submit your video at tsq.org. Netspend is also hosting the Wellness Getaway Sweepstakes, a fantastic opportunity to win a wonderful vacation.
I should submit the video for the Troll Patrol.
Winter Park, Colorado, or Tucson, Arizona, plus $2,500 in spending money by entering at netspendgiveaway.com.
Maybe it was just the angle that they were showing the ball. Maybe if like you trim around it and you photograph it from up top instead of from down low, the ball will look bigger and more impressive.
Hey Justin, are you trolling?
Here are the top news bloopers of 2022.
News be funny. A porta potty pileup. Bush's Baked Beans Museum. The world's largest potato. All of this and more, starting now. Here's what's ahead at 6 with anchor Joy Purdy.
A Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch-off, where he bought the winning ticket. That's ahead at 6.
Let's check in.
He won $1 million jack-off.
Discovery Island Water Park for the start of summer.
My butt's wet. Oh my God, it's so wet. Okay.
Oh, is there holes in the bottom? Oh, I thought it had a thing.
No, my butt's wet, but it's fine.
Now to weekend headlines.
My butt's wet, but it's fine.
Maddox.
Here's what you missed on News Leader 9. A man is found guilty.
Getting ready to tell you about a murder or some shit.
So, all right.
For the 7-day temperature outlook in the United Kingdom, here's forecaster Chris Fox.
And it stays hot really through the rest of this week before temperatures really start to surge. Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of a gremlin, don't we? We will be back.
I'm really sorry, I don't know what's happening to the camera, but Chris, keep talking because the cameras are coming right back to you.
Today's dead easy, you don't need a camera. We've got loads of sunshine across the country.
Developing now, newsreader Jane Hill.
So I can tell you what happened there. It's like, they have brakes on them, but the brakes get worn out and shit. So, like, the cameraman's, like, taking his hand off of it and has a worn-out brake, and it is, like, spun around.
Hill joins us live from Downing Street.
Oh, it's a little magical mystery tour. Joe, I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I lost Joe entirely there, but it's a safe seat.
Oh, well, thank you, James.
A San Antonio native has won the National Spelling Bee. Anchor Kimberly Davis has the preview.
Spell it with me. W-I-N-E-R, the Texan winning big at the spelling bee.
Oh,
There's 2 wins there.
That's embarrassing.
That's why you didn't win. That's why you didn't win. You were so close.
I was never a good speller. I was always out on the first round. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Check your ticket.
Ouch.
I thought that was just sold in Fairland.
You made it to the podium.
Look, first one.
How was that not in her teleprompter? So I will let you guys know. They write their own scripts, or at least look over their scripts. She wrote that for herself. She could have looked it up.
It's right in front of you.
New research.
Oh, he said it's right in front of you. It was on the teleprompter.
Quality. Anchor Zach Rael explains.
That's right. And, you know, Damon, you were telling us you have gas, and are you a bit of a cook? Not gas. Oh, boy. That's going to... You have a gas stove. Are you going to get through this weather in the gas now?
Goodbye.
I have a gas stove.
Hey, everybody, have a good weekend.
We have to share a studio with you, Damon.
Yeah, no, I have a gas stove, okay? Just want to be very clear about that. So, gas stove, oh my, okay. We're both turning red here. Okay, let's see if I can get through this, by the way.
This just in, anchor DJ Williams has the latest on a new West Memphis housing development.
Never forget where you come from.
I love that. No matter how far I go, I just always find myself right here in Little Rock.
There you go.
I love that. That turned me on. Right? That turns
them on.
I'm gonna
you live in sexual anarchy.
River Landing West will make homeowning a reality through 2 down payment assistance programs. Coming up.
Pump me up, all right? Pump me up. Oh my gosh. All right.
Next, we turn to reporter Sarah Jindra for a look at traffic in Chicago.
Oh boy.
Is it off or is it on? Do you need me to turn you on?
Oh, God.
No, I'm coming to use my microphone. You do not need the microphone?
Turn it on. That was so creepy.
How you doing?
Go on, finish up, Sarah. I
We'll put you on my report this time.
It's so creepy.
Sometimes. Go on.
Yeah, he does have a good voice.
Very nice of you, Larry.
Just trying to help.
Thank you.
That was nice
trying to help. You're a giver.
Gosh, what a great guy.
For the weather headlines in New York, here's meteorologist Mike Rizzo.
All right, we're checking in with Mike now.
What
So
up,
what's
Mike?
happening on the scene in the streets, Mike?
We're expecting windy weather.
Freaking the sheets.
All right, I'm staying inside.
Yeah. We don't like the wind.
No, it's a little rough out there today, but that gust. Sorry, what's happening?
I tried to keep it in.
The wind's got you, Mike.
So we can have nice things. All right. Wow, I can't speak today. Apologies, everybody. Let's start.
It happens to the best of us, Mike.
All right, take two. Right, all right. We have This is happening today. We're gonna have passing. Jericho, stop laughing at me, please.
Let's send it out to reporter Joshua Vinson. He is live at the Zeeland Show and Shine car show and cruise.
The Show and Shine.
We are live here. Oh.
Josh, I think you are so fantastic.
Sorry,
that
Meredith.
combination of that white car, so good. Well, this weekend, the 28th annual Zeeland Show and Shine car show and cruise event kicks off with 200 cars lined up throughout downtown Zeeland. That is where we find our 13 on your side's Joshua Vinson for a preview this morning. Josh, take it away, my friend.
Is what I was supposed to do, but yeah, that's right, Meredith. Coming up right after the break, I'm going to tell you how you can see hundreds of vintage cars just like this Corvette right here in downtown Zeeland. Stick around, it's 6:44.
No. If I was the reporter, I'd be having them rev the engine for me.
Here's meteorologist Greg Dutra.
Southwest winds right now 13 miles per hour, still keeping the humidity in the area. But again, as that front pushes in, our winds will change. Right now, kind of hung up just a little bit. Oh, I moved the map. I didn't know I could do that. No way.
Did you just discover that?
I gotta try it.
Hold on.
We watched this on a freak show.
You can go anywhere you want.
That's so cool.
I didn't know that. Can I zoom? Oh, man. It's a great
Oh, absolutely, clinically.
It's a beautiful start this morning. Our temperatures are warming up nicely.
They are painfully unfunny. Well, most of them.
I've never touched it before. Oh my!
I've known some cool news anchors.
What's going on here? All right. Anyway, I'm gonna figure this all out. A beautiful day in the next couple of days. Roz, we're gonna go out to you while I figure out this new magic that I found.
Let's find out how to make the perfect kolache. The kolache factor.
I love that idea.
Happens with the recipe.
You get the sausage.
Okay. Ooh, it
And
has
then we kind of
Give her the sausage.
Oh, elongate? Okay.
a little bit.
That's a slippery little guy. I'm sorry. I'm fired. Sorry about that.
Gave her a slippery little sausage.
It kind of happens.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Okay.
So you put it up and then close
You
it
live
up.
in sexual
okay.
anarchy.
Mine looks special. All right.
And then go the ends. And then you can roll it.
Okay. Oh, Herman, I can't stop giggling.
That's actually funny.
All right, there we go. You'll always
So-
remember this day of us and the runaway wiener. There we go. Name a kolache after
The runaway wiener.
Maggie's runaway wiener. That's it.
All right.
Are they making corn dogs?
All the wieners you want.
For reaction to the porta potty pileup on I-94, here's meteorologist Chris Gloninger.
Chris, I don't know how you follow that one.
I can't. Free car wash. Might need the windshield wipers though to clear off what's in the car wash.
Yeah. Nice. I don't even
really
have
tough
anything to say. Yeah.
That's really tough to follow. 30.
Oh, it's been a day. It's been a day.
I can't. All right. 32 days where the temperature got into the 90s. I don't know. down to 71 degrees by 6 o'clock in the morning.
It wasn't that funny.
Get food on the stick tomorrow at the fair. There's a live look at the fairgrounds, and temperatures are into the mid-70s with an east wind at 11 miles per hour. The dew point puts our feels
like you're not downwind of that porta potty.
29 degrees.
Now that's a good joke.
I can't make it through that.
Bush's Beans reopens its revamped visitor center museum. Anchor David Greenberg has the story.
Well, if you're a fan of baked beans here, Special Museum's now open. It's open its doors again following several renovations. The Bush's
Let's see if we can bring it up here. Oh, it's just so random.
Its Baked Beans brand has remodeled its museum in Tennessee for 5 months. It originally opened in 2010 at the same site as the original.
Do not flick your bean.
That was started. I apologize. In the early 1900s, so some new upgrades include that interactive digital shelf and a virtual plant tours. The museum is open Monday through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4.
Socrates decided to come say hey.
Right now, baked beans are not something I would drop on the floor and then eat. That brings us to our Morning Mug Club question of the day. What is the
knocking on the door?
Struggling. What's the maximum amount of time you would leave food on the floor?
Those have been really good, but I'm going to save the rest of them for tomorrow's show. We can go ahead and switch over to Miley Cyrus, but I owe everybody an animal video before we do that. So here is a cat whose human put in a cat door for him. They didn't measure the cat door before they did it. You're a little chonky. You're a little too chonky for the cat door. I feel so sorry for him. Oh, be careful. I feel like he wasn't careful enough with the kitty. I probably would have cut I wouldn't have wanted to hurt the kitty, so I would have probably cut the cat door off of him. I don't know exactly what you'd use to cut that. He's a very chonky cat. Cause yeah, look at him. I'm afraid you'd hurt him there. Got himself out though. All right, if you are watching on the YouTube, the Facebook, Twitter, we're gonna be saying goodbye to you. Trovo, Kick.com, Odyssey, we'll keep you guys around. D-Live, we'll keep all of you around. The Twitch, you're staying around. Saying goodbye to everybody else. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. Have a fantastic New Year's.